that they have arrived. They are here, and they're ready to go in. And speaking of who's here, we got the Poland roster right here in front of you, and one player you got to watch out for here. It's got to be Danye.
Danye, one of the top DPS players in the EU contenders region, so certainly someone to look out for in this matchup. We've talked to Team Poland. They're going to give him all the resources, put him in those carry positions. We've seen other DPS players in a similar spot in this Overwatch World Cup, you know, one of the strongest players on the team, maybe the most experienced player on their team. So it's really going to be all eyes on Danye. What can he do? How can he lead his team, both in frags and in calling, give them a chance here against Italy?
And of course, we're going to be taking a look at their competitors. It's going to be Team Italy on the other side. And a lot of these players here, they've been around in Overwatch for a while. A lot of these players still right now fighting in open division. But one name that you should be familiar with, it's Carnifex, here for another year in the Overwatch World Cup.
And I'd also say Midna is another player to watch out for, the main tank. He's definitely the most experienced player on this team, at least in terms of contenders team play. So having a main tank be that sort of top player carry role on your team alongside Carnifex, you know, you're really going to see, I think, more strong GOATs team play, tanky compositions coming out from Team Italy. So I expect that to be their strength.
Well, we have the teams. Let's see where they're going to play. It's going to be Oasis to start things out here. And of course, Oasis, a control map that has a very stark divide between the University stage and the other two stages, where University lets team play something a little bit more up close and personal, a map where oftentimes you see a McCree come into play.
This is definitely going to open things up, especially for a player like Danye. This is a map where you can really run those heavy, mercy-pocketed compositions, put that DPS player in a position to succeed. So will Poland be able to enable Danye, play around him successfully, get these map wins, or will Team Italy's team coordination behind Midna overpower?
When we take a look here at the teams that are setting up here, Poland definitely going to be looking for that projectile hit scan setup here. You're going to have Danye on the Hanzo. We're going to see Matt coming in here on the McCree.
Certainly. Italy looking like they want to run a May. We're not 100% sure here. Could be Hearthbeat coming out on this May. Could be big on this map, but in my opinion, this is a very difficult composition to execute. It really relies on those May walls coming up, separating a player like Shadow on the Rhine away from his teammates so that he can be focused down. But if Poland plays too tight for that or manages to speed boost past the wall with their whole team, that wall can really be meaningless and have no impact, and then you really just have a weaker DPS. And of course, McCree and Hanzo so dangerous against that Rhine shield. So Italy, it's on them to make the plays, but no, it looks like they're going to go with that classic 3-3 setup.
Yeah, I feel when you do all that theory crafting about how May end up playing, and then it's like, no, we're not going to play May at all. But both teams right now headed on out.
Poland going to be doing so much damage to this shield of Midna, so it's really on Italy to use this speed boost, get right into the heart of Team Poland and strike a blow first, or else Danye and this McCree are going to find picks.
Danye almost getting bims early on, rotating to the side. Again, just looking for early pickups in the Hanzo, well protected, not taking any risks. Italy going to back off a bit. Italy running, of course, an up-close and personal setup here with the 3-3, so they're going to be looking to buy time until the point is open. Now the point is open, they move on in.
Danye doing great damage here on the Hanzo. Nice movement around the map. Gets on the flank of Team Italy, and they're taking so much damage from this Hanzo. If he can get the Dragon Strike from early, that's bringing the Pit 2 away from her team.
Early Dragon coming out. Dexter going to take down Hearth with the aid of Danye and Poland. Setting the stage here. Midna going to fall. Was totally out of resources, out of health. It's going to be Poland taking first control.
Danye showing why he's considered the star player of Poland. That's a great map rotation. Recognize that Italy has to contest the point. They go in to fight Shadow, but they're not ready for Danye on the flank, and he completely devastates them.
And Poland right now, they're in a good spot. Italy, though, coming out because they're running this 3-3 setup. They're going to have the Coalescence up here early, and Nisa going to use it early. Coalescence leading the way. Italy using again the point, but you look at Matt. He's up here on the top, holding on to the Deadeye. Moved back a little bit, but he's going to roll back forward. Not sure if he's going to get a skull. It's going to be close. No, it does get. Meanwhile, though, Danye was able to take Carnifex. 5-on-5. Matt getting back into the fight. Here's Danye. Picks up one more. Make it 3 before it's all said and done. Poland going to hold.
Honestly, something of a distraction they play there from Matt on the McCree, not getting anything on the high noon, but still committing, dropping in, ends up falling, but it's Danye finding pick after pick, and now it's Poland sitting on this classic grab dragon combo. Italy not running as Zenyatta, and with no beat drop just yet, it's going to be very difficult for them to survive. It's really all on Dragon Eddie. He needs to eat one of these combo pieces to give Italy a chance in this team fight.
He's going to need a chow down on the Graviton Surge, but Dexter not going to give him the chance. Uses grab against the wall, and oh, the Dragon comes through. Danye just eats up 4, and Poland going to continue to dominate here, 60% to 0.
Perfect positioning there from Poland. That's textbook grab comboing. Just nice positioning. Danye sitting far enough back where it's impossible for Dragon Eddie to eat that Dragon Strike once he's already in the grab. So great team play there from Poland, but props to Italy. They're getting in the fight quickly, making that fast, only losing about 20% for that fight. So now Italy has a little bit of ult advantage. They need to make something happen here.
This is definitely Italy's fight. If they don't get this here with the ult advantage, it's going to be all but over. Matt, though, under pressure. In the back, goes down. Early pick here to Italy. They're going to invest the barrier, going moving in even deeper. Minda holding onto the Earth Shatter. Again, they're just waiting. They get control of the point. They haven't had to invest too much in Poland. They drop a barrier real late into the fight, but Italy, they still have so much power, it doesn't seem to matter. They drop a grab, and they finish off the fight.
Late grab will finish the fight, but that's going to mean Heartbeat is on 0% ultimate charge. Really going to slow him down. Italy need to find a way to piece together this next team fight. There's a big opening for Poland when Dexter comes up on this Graviton Surge. If he gets that advantage, we can see the similar team fight as we saw the previous team fight. That grab combo could absolutely clean up in Team Italy. So they're going to need to find a way to win this fight before Dexter gets a grab, or simply survive the grab with proper ultimate use.
Minda's being 3 far forward, looking for an opportunity to drop the Shatter as the self-destruct goes in. Self-destruct not going to get quite what they were looking for. Italy down an ultimate. Poland now starting to aggress more. Matt flanking on the free here once more. Going to say on the right-hand side, no one really looking in here just yet. Diva, don't really want to. Earth Shatter again coming in from Minda. Italy going forward. They get the Lucio as a result, but it's still pretty back and forth here. Poland's very healthy as they move in. And you're going to see Matt now go up for that flanking Deadeye.
We can see Italy, it's so difficult for them to get healed up in this situation. There's just so much pressure on them. Nice Graviton finds two, and it's Danye right there with the Dragon, but eaten by Dragon Eddie, but it might not be enough. Matt Watch comboing from the other side with the Deadeye.
And it was the Graviton that set up Matt there. He was just able to get to the right-hand side, grab, sets him on up. Poland retakes the point, now at 86%. Italy, only with one more opportunity, and they're not going to have much time.
It's a nice play from Dragon Eddie to eat that Dragon Strike, but at the same time, Matt comes in from that 180-degree angle. You can't stop both DPS ults at the same time. That's great usage from Poland.
Okay, Poland holding on back. Victory about to be in their grasp. Minda taking a lot of damage early on, but get healed back up. Italy drops the barrier. Everyone getting hit. Aggressing into Poland, and they take down Matt. They get that crucial early pickoff. You see Carnifex going in even deeper, supported by his team. It's a full dive by Italy here. They find Shadow, they get two more, and Italy gonna retake the point.
This is such an impactful team fight, winning that with minimal ultimate commitment. Now Italy is back in the driver's seat with an ultimate advantage. Poland needs to find a way back into this team fight, but Dexter doing such a good job staying at high energy. He's almost at his next Graviton. And of course, you already know Danye and Matt are ready to combo.
They're ready to combo. We look at Italy, they have the Graviton all set up for themselves here. Hearth holding on, Nano Boost in reserve. Hearth, what are you gonna do here? You have an opportunity to put Poland away. They drop the grab. Hearth moving in, but doesn't get anyone. Poland goes, all right, you're gonna do that, that's fine. Now we're gonna go back in. Dexter takes down his counterpart, about to have a grab of his own, and Poland taking well advantage of Italy's mistake. They drop a grab, they get three, the Dragon just mows them on over, gets one in the end. Earth Shatter in, and Poland making real room onto the point. It's looking like it's gonna be theirs.
Danye gains two supports down, but falls into self. It's up to Italy to somehow find a way back into this fight. Nice leap on the Hammond, not gonna give any game impact, but this Ana from the corner point getting absolutely so much healing out. It might not be enough though. Poland holding strong on the point. This Zarya is high energy, and she doesn't look like she's gonna be going down anytime soon.
Dexter continuing to melt anything in his sights here. Overtime ticks down. Poland getting the first point, but I gotta say there, Jake, it looks like Italy was very, very close. Just, it's almost a backbreaker when you use a grab towards the end and you get nothing.
Getting nothing out of grab is almost intolerable in that situation, especially with how they committed even like a speed boost. They moved in aggressively trying to set up that grab for maximum effectiveness, but just not finding anything. And with Poland not even running a Diva there, that's kind of inexcusable. Really, Italy needs to be finding grabs. If Poland's going to be greedy enough to run 2 DPS with no Diva to stop that grab combo or even threaten the Zarya, you really need to be relying on that Graviton. It needs to be 100% ability. So missing that is definitely going to cost them that map. It's up to them to somehow bring it back here on Gardens.
What does it do to a team's psychology in that moment where you know you have it and you see such an important ult like grab just whiff?
Heartbeat is definitely going to be kicking himself, but he has an opportunity to redeem. They're going to be running this 3-3 composition again. Poland is going to be making the switch here, though, onto this Sombra Genji dive comp. This is a very difficult comp to execute. It's really all on Danye and Matt to find these openings, pick parts of Italy away because they're going to be so strong at the point.
Danye's already been pretty successful on poke, but actually decides to go over to Doomfist, so it's going to be more of a Sombra Doom setup here because of what they see Italy run out here, where Italy, look, they've been keeping it to the barnyard right now. It's a goat-style setup, 3-3. Now you're going to see Danye moving on in. Doesn't anything with the first punch. Going to rise up, go, get a little bit cover. Nice movement coming out here, and gets the punch on the Dragon. So Poland to be able to press control of the high ground here. Now you're going to see Danye moving in again, looking for the connection, but again just rotates out. This movement is nice to watch, but Shadow is down, and Danye needs to strike now.
He's doing a nice job going in and out, but there's such a clock on Team Poland. So much point pressure coming out from Team Italy. The Nano comes out on the Dexter, but Italy with this Coalescence so hard to take down. There's so many heals for this triple tank setup. Italy looking to take the first capture here in style.
Italy gonna get that first control, and Poland, it was interesting. Why do you think we saw Danye go from the Genji right over to the Doomfist?
One of the struggles of Genji against this tankier setup is that, especially once you have that Brigitte putting armor stack on her whole team, that Dragon Blade, even with the nano boost, sometimes just isn't enough damage. And if you can't get that first pick, you can't start getting dash resets, the effectiveness of the Dragon Blade is just radically reduced. So you'd rather have the Doomfist threatening those single pickup supports.
Self-destruct gonna be coming here for Poland, trying to set the way. Doesn't get anything here just yet. Italy, they have the Earth Shatterings. They've already got one for self-destruct of their own. Make it two. The front line of Poland completely out of it. Dragon Eddie certainly winning that fight there for Italy.
Minden doing a great job there, getting in the face of Shadow. Shadow drops the bubble to protect himself from Dragon Eddie's self-destruct, but it's Minden getting right in his face and actually hammering him out of the bubble that makes him die to that self-destruct. So Shadow getting kind of outplayed there by the main tank of Team Italy. So looking to stand strong behind this Rhine is Italy.
You see Italy invest the rally here right when Poland was thinking about going in. Now they do have an EMP up, so we'll see how they initiate. It's going to be down the map to find a way in here early on. Italy, if they don't get Minda, I'm not sure they... Nope, they did get Minda. They're going in the back-end side. Carnifex down early, though, as Poland starts moving in off this EMP. Danye, so much room to work with, picks off two before it's all said and done. But one thing here, Italy, they haven't had to use much of their vaults. It's going to be a clean team fight, boys.
This is one of the reasons you see Doomfist come out with the Sombra against the 3-3 composition. I mean, first of all, Danye is such a strong Doomfist player, really playing this character to perfection. But once you get that EMP out, denying all those abilities, without abilities, it's almost impossible to stop the Doomfist. You need those stuns, you need those control abilities to shut him down. But once you lose all those, once the EMP comes out, and certainly props to Mouthwash, finds Bims hiding in the corner, EMPs him as well so that he can't come out and drop that beat the way he was planning. But now Italy really didn't use any ults for that fight. They're going right back into the point, and this is looking like a huge advantage contest for them.
And that's value of just getting the clean team fight. So they're able to come back in. A lot of tools up. They open up the grab. Gonna use it to deal with the Winston. They best the Earth Shatter. Man, when you really gotta put a Winston down, and yet you don't do it. He's able to leap out with the nano boost, so they invest a lot for nothing. And yet Italy, they were able to finally chase down Shadow. Danye, under pressure, gets healed up, dives on in, doesn't quite get the pick off. Poland, however, they've done enough. They've pushed back Italy despite Italy opening with those two ultimates.
Danye playing like the superstar we expected him to be here on this Doomfist, getting so much value. You can see Italy, they have to deal with him. They're trying to get in his face. They're using their abilities to try and shut him down. But even just by surviving, Danye eventually will grind them out. That Doomfist is also very efficient with those self-shields. Of course, the 3-3 composition is very survivable, but they certainly have damage problems. And Doomfist getting hundreds of shields on each ability, hitting all those players at once, that's so much HP to get through. It's really rough for that 3-3 setup.
Italy's going to come back in here once more, looking to retake. Not with anyone near the resources. Danye goes down, looking for the Lucio. Bim's in trouble, but Danye under fire, focused down early. Italy now working that one-man advantage. They're going to play in the self-destruct, making Poland move. Doesn't hit anyone, but it does isolate the Lucio. Under pressure, gonna fall. Italy now up 2 here in this point, and they're surgically removing Poland from the point.
It's all about getting that first pick in the fight there. Danye thinks he can find the Lucio, but ends up overcommitting a little bit, and with no more escape abilities left, he's an easy pickoff. At the same time, though, Poland coming up on a few key ultimates, although it's really rough to try and fight without this EMP. Matt is going to have a hard time getting that final 40%. At the same time, Italy committed almost everything to that last push. They're really going to be working with just a coalescence and maybe a grab later into the fight.
Well, one thing we've seen over and over again is that nano boost Winston can be really scary here.
Certainly, that cleave hitting 6 players is so dangerous, and with the edge of the map here, there's always the risk of environmental kills on those big, tanky characters from the side of Team Italy.
I don't know what the Duke here. Of course, he's going to be looking for the nano boost early on. They lose Matt immediately, so now they have to bring this back 5v6. Well, no, and that's so decent. They put the nano boost on the Danye, supporting him here. He's going to go for the Meteor Strike, going to use a lot of that nano boost, but still able to find Bims. Poland still in the fight. Danye ends up falling. Graviton in from Italy, pulls in 2, swing the hammer. They get on through. Lucio going to fall, and Italy on the verge of bringing this one back.
Italy looking good, but they lost 2 main healers, and now they're EMP'd. There's no abilities left on the point. Shadow slowly cleaving these players apart. Carnifex dropping low, but wins that team fight. And it's so important to get that rally off in this situation. That's the crucial heals that Italy was hoping for, and now the Lucio's back. Italy holding so strong at the point. Look to take this second round and send it to round 3.
Italy keeping Poland back here. They deal with the Diva coming in last moment. They're going in and just isolating. Respawn after respawn. All 6 still up. Overtime going to tick down. We're going to round 3.
Those are some nice EMPs there from Matt, but just not enough for that Sombra, not enough to defeat this 3-3 from Team Italy. So Team Italy probably going to feel confident in that 3-3. Might expect to see it again as we move on to City Center. At the same time, though, City Center is probably the roughest map for that 3-3 composition. So perhaps Poland showing a bit more experience on the dive, that might bode well for them here.
You know, I kind of want your perspective on this, where we were kind of joking about it beforehand, where, you know, we interviewed all the teams going into this, and really every team told us, like, oh, we play everything. It's like, you sure you're not going to be running a lot of 3-3? And then we get to game time, we see a lot of 3-3. Why is that?
Well, it makes sense. I mean, 3-3 had the ease of execution relative to the power of the composition, really makes it one of the most viable compositions in the current meta, but so much verticality on City Center, I would expect to see both teams playing these Winston Diva-centric compositions, and that's exactly what we're going to see. Poland coming out with something a little more different here, very aggressive, very fast-paced dive here. There's really no dive targets for Team Italy, so it's going to be up to Carnifex, Nisa staying alive with Heartbeat, getting those picks as the team fight goes on. Poland's going to be so versatile here, so mobile with this team.
And one thing about having that mobility, too, here in City Center is it means that it's going to be really hard to get everyone off the point. City Center fights can go on for a very long time.
Certainly. So if Poland can get that first flip, they might just be playing for that 99. Very realistic strategy here. At the same time, though, Carnifex, if he can just find that opening headshot, get that quick pick on someone from Team Poland, things could crumble really quick.
Italy right now, it's kind of reminding me of the days of the Boy Scouts. It's a buddy system. Keep someone in your sights at all times. Danye gets flashbang, but able to get out. And Poland, they're so low here. Dexter and Shadow almost getting taken down. They're just barely able to get away. But meanwhile, you got Matt. He's built up an early pulse bomb. Gonna be looking to drop it early. Gonna have to. The compensate for the Diva being down. Throws out the pulse bomb, gets nothing. Italy, the buddy system working out for them here. They're sticking together. They're getting good pickoffs. Poland is yet to really do any real damage.
Playing this 3-3 well, though, but at the same time, dropping their tanks later in the fight. Now it's Team Poland turning with the advantage here. Italy forced to drop this beat very early. Oh, the high noon finds two. Nice.
And they're protecting the McCree. Carnifex makes most of the Deadeye. Looking for the pickoff. Lucio on his sights, but protected by the Winston. Has the flashbang, still gets Lucio. And Italy holding ground. Gonna get first control of the point here in City Center.
Huge flash there by Carney, keeping himself alive in this team fight, really producing on this McCree. Poland has to shut him down. They have to get aggressive. That Zen, that McCree sitting on point, just completely crushing through the tanks of the side of Team Poland. Poland needs to answer this, but Danye's EMP could be exactly what they're waiting for. Danye scouting everything with his invis. He's communicating to his team. Everyone knows exactly where Italy is hiding. So Danye looking to set up this fight with a perfect EMP initiation, hopefully on that Zenyatta.
He's like, guys, I'm taking the bounce pad. I'm taking the bounce pad as well. Goes over. Stunned out of the EMP. What a great play coming in from Hearth. They saw the EMP coming. They dealt with it. And now Italy's going to counter-engage. Poland was expecting the EMP to be up here in this fight. And Poland, though, after self-destruct, still gets two. They're making the most out of what was a very tough situation. Courtesy of Dexter, they're going to take the point.
Huge self-destruct from Dexter to win that fight, but great play from Heartbeat, stunning that EMP. At the same time, Nisa also making the reaction play, popping his Transcendence before the EMP can hit him. They sort of both outplayed that EMP, but still wasn't enough with that self-destruct, just too much value on the point.
Italy now looking to come back over and retake, only at 34%. Not quite as much as you'd think for their early dominance, and chasing down stragglers here can be hard.
Yeah, definitely. Poland looking to get a lot of time out of this. The rally, so dangerous here. It's so hard to get through this armor stacks, given the DPS that Team Poland is running. It's all chip damage. It's all that slow, steady damage, but armor is so effective against those kind of weapons.
So Italy, they're really beefy here. It's going to be hard for them to get a pick-off. On the same note, they have to deal with all the people on the point. So, all right, Italy, no one's falling, but Poland's just like, okay, we're just going to sit here on the point, chase us all down, and this is going to be a bit of a project for Italy to be the exterminators and get people off the point. Because, look, they're all healthy right now, but Poland, they've been damaged, and they're buying a lot of time. EMP, though, going to come out here as Poland tries to bring it back the other way. Both teams trading out, but this really favors the team in control as Poland drops the beat.
Especially with Carnifex going down there. That's really all the damage from Team Italy. They can't afford to lose the McCree like that in the fight. When the beat drop comes out, there's just no way to get through that without those crucial McCree headshots. Great plays from Team Poland there. We see the rally come out, but Poland just staying all around them, surrounding them on the map, poking them from all sides. That's how you get that armor stack peeled off before you really commit to the fight. And we see how important it is, able to somehow bring that fight back. Carnifex feels so pressured by that surround that he overextends, gets hacked, and taken down. Great hack by Danye as well, denying the roll, denying the flash.
Speaking of big playmakers here for Poland, we're going to see Matt coming in over the top, real close to getting a pulse bomb. Wasn't quite able to build it with that clip. That's what he was going for. Italy zoning out here at the Deadeye. Final opportunity to retake. Poland on that one fight march. There's another self-destruct, takes down two. Dexter threading it right over the top of Italy. The air power coming in as Poland now holding in, but Italy still fighting here at the last moment. That coalescence is going to make things real grim as Dooku goes in.
Moira's isolated, getting focused by 3. Almost gets Dooku. Dooku barely staying alive there, but so many players alive off that huge initiation by Dexter.
Dexter has been so consistent for Poland here so far, making this last team fight real easy, able to disrupt the core of a 3-3 setup, and now it's just about cleanup duty. Overtime ticking down, and it's gonna be Poland taking map number 1.
Really, we thought Danye would be the star of the show, and he had a lot of big plays, especially on that second map on the Doomfist, but really, it was Dexter there coming in on map 3, 2 crucial self-destructs, winning fights that looked almost already lost for Team Poland, so Dexter certainly going to be feeling good about his diva play so far. That's boding well for these maps that might be more dive-centric later in the series.
Yeah, I mean, one of those things coming in is that we have the storylines that teams tell us, right? There you go. Look, Danye's the one to look out for, but I absolutely agree. Dexter had consistently good moments, whether it be on the Zarya or be on the Diva. He has looked fantastic here today.
Yeah, really impressive stuff. There's a lot of unknown players on both of these teams, so a lot of opportunity for players to show up, prove that they should be known, they should be in that contenders region, potentially even Overwatch League for players like Danye and Midna who already experience in contenders.
No doubt about it. And of course, don't forget that this could be defining for the group stage here for either of these two teams. They want to find a way to fight the tyrants of the group stage so far in France and the UK, but to do that, they got to get through each other.
Yeah, when you are the underdogs, you need to sort of be taking out all the other underdogs, showing that, hey, we're the real dark horse, you aren't even in the race. And that's really what this series is all about.
And of course, it'll be interesting to see what map we go to next, where, you know, this is a case where you go to a map you're comfortable on, maybe you can turn things around. What do you think it's going to be for Italy?
Well, I'm guessing, given that Italy's really been favoring that 3-3 composition, they're probably going to want to take it to a map that makes that composition center stage. It did feel like they had a good chance, you know, playing pretty well against the tank composition from Team Poland. That was really the closest map of the series, besides the one that Italy won with a 3-3. So I'm expecting a map, you know, the King's Rows, the Hollywoods, maps that are really going to put people in enclosed spaces, makes that 3-3 composition so efficient when you're stacking all those different utilities, that Diva Matrix, the Zarya bubble. That's really where 3-3 shines the most. So I'm expecting one of those.
Well, historically, I think teams, they like going to King's Row when they're running that 3-3. It's going to be curious to see if that's going to be, that would be my bet here going in, as I fully agree with what you're saying. What do you think? Is it going to be King's Row? It's going to be King's Row.
Looks like you are right, and it's a good guess. This makes a lot of sense for Team Italy. This is the composition they've been favoring, what they feel most comfortable on. You want to take things into your comfort zone. That's what map picks are all about, especially with the wide open map picks of the Overwatch World Cup.
All right, so King's Row is where it's going to be, and we saw Italy have quite a bit of success here on the 3-3. Where do you think their 3-3 at times was a little bit lacking?
Well, that first round, making a couple crucial mistakes, especially with the Gravitons, it's really going to be up to Hearthbeat to prove that he's ready for that Zarya. He's not going to misuse that Graviton. That's really one of those core areas on Zarya that you just can't be making mistakes in a pro match. There's a lot of players with great tracking, great right clicks on Zarya, staying high energy. Those are all really, really important facets of Zarya. But if you aren't landing those crucial Gravitons, winning those team fights, ending those team fights for your team, you're really not going to be producing the way your team needs you to. So Hearthbeat needs to prove that he can play that Zarya at the top level, really hang with Team Poland.
Meanwhile, of course, we're taking a look at Poland as they're setting up here on the attack, and you know what, that's probably not going to be a thing, so we're gonna put that away. They're just having a dance party here. They've invited Bastion. It's a good old time. But taking a look here at this Italy defense coming out here, Jake, they are going to be running the Junkrat.
I do love to see it. Hearthbeat, get ready to be judged very harshly here. I always give my tire ratings, like my patented Jake's tire rating scale, so we'll see 1 to 10 every tire, just prepare yourselves. But this makes a lot of sense. You don't really want to be running that 3-3 on first point defense. It's so static, you're really vulnerable to offense picks like Farah and Hanzo. You can really go as greedy as you want if you run that 3-3 defense.
Zando's feeling it right now.
Yeah, dancing in the player cam, feeling that Lucio beat. I mean, I can't blame him. Lucio's got some hot tracks.
When you are just head bobbing before you go out of the spawn door gates, that's how you know it's going to be a good attack.
I sort of think of this composition as the skill tester here from Team Italy. They're going to be very static, not really exerting very much map control. So how will Team Poland abuse that? We want to see Danye getting in those flanks, getting a lot of value, farming up a quick Dragon Blade, and with Dooku's Nano Boost, that could be a real crushing defeat for Team Italy if they're not ready with Transcendence.
So for the attack here for Poland, we're going to see Matt come here through the back. Again, giving intel to his team all the while. Going for the hack here on the reset, hoping that the shield was about to be down. Dive coming in here from Poland, but they don't heavily engage. I don't think they liked what they saw.
You're not really getting much out of Narissa hack in this composition, even without Fortify. She's just so hard to bring down. Great moves by Team Italy, putting the pressure on this Diva. You can't afford to let him sit that close, but it's Carnifex who falls first.
Carnifex comes up out of position, gives Poland the man advantage, and now you see Dexter going in, just crushing the Orisa. Hearthbeat trying to bring it back, but it might be too little, too late. The front line of Italy is utterly destroyed, and it's great Diva play coming in from Dexter that's really enabling this as Matt cleans up the scraps.
It's perfect poke play from Team Poland. Their tanks are going in, putting out as much damage as they can. can. Then they retreat back to their Ana. Dooku already has that nano boost ready to steamroll second point. Now Italy, they're going to be forced into a big compositional swap, but Poland chasing for frags here, want to start this snowball ahead of the game. Card just moving now. That's a huge pick. Nisa is going to take so long to get back to the fight.
Poland, they were just trying to stagger as much as possible, and that's a big deal. As you mentioned, it's Nisa that gets picked off. You have the Transcends ready. They would have loved to just engage now, but they can't.
Yeah, if you're Italy in that first point, you cannot afford to be losing those characters like the Orisa, like the Diva. Those are the crucial characters you need to be contesting point. And if you can't contest point, you're going to be flanked and just destroyed by that Genji and Sombra. And that's exactly what we see. Poland going to stay with the dive comp. Probably want to get an ultimate cycle off before they go over to that Rein Zarya. Danye has a big opening here. Nisa does have the Transcendence, but remember that nano boosted Dragon Blade can one-shot those squishy characters. So Bims might have a struggle staying alive here.
Artifact's going to open up with the EMP going to the back. Poland, they haven't invested anything here just yet. Dexter's going to fall, and this looks like a fight where Poland's like, all right, take our Diva. We don't really care. We haven't put really too much. Nope, they decided to go back in. I'm all wrong. Danye with the Dragon Blade takes down 2. Shadow and Danye immediately counter-engage and make it work, even down 1.
Danye absolutely cleaning up there. That's a clinical nano blade and a great re-engage there from Team Poland. The EMP comes out a little too quickly for Team Italy. They get a little over-eager. Poland's able to retreat out of the choke and just come right back in with the nano blade. And Danye showing why he's considered the superstar of Team Poland. He's ready to take those nanos. And Poland potentially setting up for another really aggressive engage. This EMP here could be devastating.
You see Matt in the back, drops the EMP, gonna be hitting bucket with the team as Dexter follows up the self-destruct, grabbing 3, and Dexter continues to lay in the damage. Nice setup coming in from Poland. That's gonna earn him point B.
That's just a perfect EMP self-destruct combo. That's exactly what you want to see in that situation, showing why Sombra's considered so strong in this current metagame. Matt gets that perfect scout on the Sombra, knows where everyone is. I'm sure he's telling Dexter exactly when to launch the bomb. The EMP comes in, and there's just no answers left for Team Italy, even though Nisa brings out that Transcendence.
Well, Zaizano, he was going to have more reason to headbang here because he is the barrier up. It's a good opportunity for Poland. He's going to drop the beat. Dexter doesn't quite get hit by it here, though, is Italy. They dive in. They get the DMAC, but here comes a Dragon Blade from Danye once more. Going to be cutting through Dragon Yeti. Takes him down even as the self-destruct comes in. Poland looking to keep the pressure, but Danye under pressure. Going to fall. Yeah, Poland, now I think they will back up.
Yeah, Poland probably wants to get a reset here. We might even see a compositional swap come out here. It's very hard to beat these Rein Zarya setups on the last point. This is the chokiest part of King's Row. It's very difficult to get around behind that Rein shield and set up a dive, though. Danye's still on that Genji. Maybe he disagrees with me here, feeling like they can get an initiation here. Potentially Matt with his EMP could be a bit. This is very aggressive, actually, from Team Italy. They're staying in way longer than I would expect.
Earth Shatter coming in from Minda, going in even deeper, looking for the Lucio, gonna pick him off, and Italy going real aggressive for point C play here, but it does pay off. They get the stagger.
They get the stagger and farming up a few more ultimates, finally getting that Graviton Surge in that rally ready. It's going to be really difficult for this dive composition to Team Poland to get value. Armor, so dangerous against the Winston. He has such a struggle getting through those HP points.
Well, you're saying that Heartbeat needs to get a bit of redemption here, has the grab, but doesn't need to use it. They immediately pick up Danye, and man, you want to talk about old school strategies, looking like a bit of selfless right here with how deep they're going to spawn. They don't have to invest anything.
Classic aggressive spawn camping. I love this from Heartbeat. He's trying to find that Sombra, but it's the Diva who breaks out her invis and takes the pick. Poland needs to regroup here, getting crushed into the spawn, staggered time and time again. They need to find a way out. Perhaps use that alternate exit to spawn, come out that high ground. That's really how you want to be dealing with these 3-3 setups.
You know what, Jake? Here's one bit of wisdom here. You can't have a bad Graviton if you don't have to use Graviton. And Italy, they've been so aggressive, they haven't had to. But EMP comes out. Hearth gonna go down. EMP couldn't use anything. Dexter with the fall through. Poland finally out of their spawn here, and they're gonna punish Italy a bit and get quite a bit of progress here.
Very clean team fight from Poland. That's the combo they used to win their last team fight, if you remember. The EMP self-destruct opening things up. And Poland, they still have that Nano Blade. They still have that Winston Primal. It's really now on Heartbeat. He needs to answer this Nano Blade. And Nano Blade, if Nisa's using his Coalescence, can't fade away. That could be a crushing opening there for Danye.
Meanwhile, though, Dooku will be looking for the Nano Blade here. Gets on the Danye. It's a little late, but it's still in time. Ends up getting 2. Danye going in even deeper. Picks up 1 more. And Italy on the brink. Hearth used a grab there to no effect. In fact, it wasn't Eden in there.
Better late than never for Danye. It might have been eaten there by Dexter. I did not see the Graviton, so potentially a really big play coming out there, but the grab, regardless, finds nothing. Heartbeat needs to turn things around. Comes out on the Hammond for final stall here.
Italy, last chance here. Hearth going to the emergency Hammond, gonna slam on down, buying a little bit of space. Barrier out here from Italy, but Poland, they go, we got some tombs too. They drop the beat. They go in a little bit deeper. Shadow, the wind get knocked on down. Earth Shatter in, taken out. Italy, the last stand here working out. They will be pushing Poland back.
Poland needs to find a way to close this map out. It doesn't matter how fast you get to third point if you can't close it here. So Poland needs to find answers here. It feels like these fights are opening up so well for them, but they just don't have the ultimates to close it out. That's great patience from Team Italy, not using their ults in the previous fight, and they saved them for the final contest. It absolutely works out for them.
One upside for Poland, though, they still have about 2 minutes left.
Yeah, definitely more opportunities here, and we've seen this EMP self-destruct be so effective. Can they set it up again? It's on Matt to scout this out, get the perfect timing for Dexter to launch the bomb in.
Right now, holding on to the EMP, waiting for the opportunity, going through, doesn't want to get poked out of stealth, so a little bit scary there for Matt, but now gonna translate, locate over, drops the EMP, self-destruct again! Dexter, off every EMP setup, he is there! 3 pickoffs here from Poland, and that combo has been all reliable for them here as Italy. They're in a bind. Danye coming in with the finishing blade. This should be a dagger in the heart of Italy as Poland looks to finish out King's Row.
Gets the nano boost late, doesn't matter though, absolutely chopping through it now. Nano shurikens rolling through this ball, such a huge hitbox for Genji to farm, and now it's looking so good for Team Poland. They want to clean this up with as much time to spare as possible. Heartbeat running out of the Mei, trying to make it to Card. Oh, he does get it. That's a huge stall here for Team Italy. Rana want to run the clock down to 0.
It's a bit of extra stall, and it does buy them time, but will it let them get to 0? No, it won't. Nice disruption coming in there from Poland to secure the point, but one thing that's worth noting when it comes to the game of stall and otherwise is that anytime you can run down a team's attack down to under a minute, it's still pretty good for you. It eliminates that condition where all you could play for is a draw, so kudos there to Italy for being able to do that.
Yeah, Italy does guarantee themselves a round of overtime if they can cap third point. That's a big if, though. That offense, much more difficult to execute against a team like Team Poland. We've seen how efficient they are with the Somber Doomfist, and we've seen how good, in especially that NA region, Somber Doomfist is so popular, especially here on King's Row first. It's going to be up to Team Italy. Can they snowball past first point? Winning this first point convincingly is going to be crucial to setting a better time than Poland just did.
And of course, King's Row, it is a map that we've seen teams set very quick times on. We've seen absolutely epic overtime pushes where teams have about this amount of time and then they get to a point in the match where the time doesn't matter. It's overtime all the way through to a full 6 points on King's Row. So this could be the start of a big battle, or perhaps not. We'll see where it goes.
Certainly. If you're Team Poland, though, you want to full hold here. You want to send a message, crush that first half 2-0, go into that second half feeling as confident as can be. So it's really going to be all on Danye. We've seen Danye performing really well in the Doomfist. He didn't quite win that round in which he played Doomfist, but in my opinion, he played it quite well. Very patient, always going in, but then backing out, staying alive late into the fight, getting multiple opportunities to initiate. So Danye, this is a better map for Doomfist, gives him more opportunities to succeed, especially with the scouting from Matt.
And one thing that's worth noting here, too, is that the sort of prevailing opinion right now in Overwatch is that Doomfist is very, very good at dealing with a lot of tank-heavy setups, but not every team can run it. So the fact that Danye can run a good Doomfist actually gives Poland a surprising amount of power right now in this group stage.
Yeah, there's not many answers to the Doomfist unless you want to play those really classic dive compositions that put Doomfist out of his comfort zone. But Italy has shown that they're not really ready to run that. So this makes a ton of sense for Danye. He really expects the tanks, makes the correct prediction here. Let's see if he can produce on the Doom.
And of course, when you go a little bit further back in defense, Italy running this tank-heavy setup, this 3-3. Their goal here is to get direct onto the point. They're going to do just that. And now we'll see what Poland does to evict them from it. Danye can move in with Rock Punch, hits Zarya's shield, but a lot of damage coming in from all sides of Poland. They've already taken down 2. Danye going in even deeper, and Italy was unable to keep themselves alive from the multifaceted Poland defense.
Certainly, Danye getting tons of value here on the Doom, absolutely rolling through Team Italy. And Dooku up on this high ground, so uncontested, able to free heal, snipe, send any bionades that he wants into the backs of Team Italy. They need to evict this Ana. You can't allow a Zenna Ana to sit in those high ground windows and just flank you while the Doomfist attacks you from the front. You need to deal with those high ground positions, and that's a really difficult thing to do with a 3-3. This is why a lot of teams have fallen out of favor on the 3-3 offense in this map.
Well, Italy, of course, now they're going to be mixing in the Sombra, but they're behind now, Jake, as far as ultimate economy goes. And now you see Poland. The Sombra going to be coming in from the flank. Dooku well protected on the top. Danye already in, and now he's going back up, diving on down, splitting the team, getting out, still good HP. Shadow just takes well advantage, gets 2 on the other end. Danye, a finishing punch, and Poland continuing to hold strong here.
Poland making that look absolutely easy. Danye only needs to commit his Meteor Strike there, saving absolutely every ult is Team Poland. They have 5 ults to work with. This is going to be such a struggle for Team Italy. Heartbeat made the swap over the Somber, but only has 18% charge. This is looking very difficult for them going forward.
Italy definitely in the hot seat here as Poland is absolutely stacked. And here's part of it. Drops the EMP, everyone getting struck. Oh, Dexter right there at the fall through. At this point, you can pretty much assume, is Matt going to EMP? Dexter's going to be right there at the bang.
It's a classic combo for a reason. It's so oh, and I love this stall on Dragon Eddie. Dragon Eddie going to be picked off so late into this team fight. That's just an additional few seconds of stagger, and it shouldn't underestimate how important that is. That might deny a last-second team fight for Team Italy as the clock runs down. Poland, very efficient ultimate usage, committing only 2 ults to that fight. They still have their Transcendence, Nano Boost, and Primal Rage to work with. All very powerful ultimates against the tank setup for Team Italy.
Particularly with Italy here, where they're not going to have any for the next fight, so they have no real way of interrupting it. Rally is going to give them a bit of extra power. Danye immediately going in. Dooku drops to sleep, but Danye's down. Super early in the fight. Italy working that man advantage. Dooku holding back. Hasn't used Nano Boost here just yet. He's going to drop it on Diva in his face. Still able to get away, but Shadow is down. Nano Boost targets now not really being in high supply here for Poland. They're under pressure. Italy is breaking on through as Midna swings the hammer to victory.
It's a huge play from Midna there to pick off Danye, and at the same time, Dragon Eddie gets in Dooku's face so that he can't save him. I'm sure Dooku was looking to drop the nano on Danye, but it was a perfectly timed movement from Dragon Eddie, not letting that Ana get the sideline that she wants. Still, though, Poland feeling confident about their composition, wants to play it on the streets phase as well.
Poland, of course, they did buy quite a bit of time in first, it's something they can feel happy about, but Italy, they're going pretty far forward here, Jake.
Italy, though, winning that fight very clean, gives themselves a chance to snowball, especially if they can take this first fight on streets. I'd expect both teams to be committed to this fight. Each of them has a decent chance to win. It's really about who executes better at this point.
Dragon Eddie again take a bit of a nap there. I love how the mech goes down as well. You think the mech wouldn't care, but it's like, nope. Diva wants to take a nap, so shall I. And oh boy, Poland going in for the flank, coming in over the top. Danye leaping in. Italy just backing out a little bit. Not going to be giving Poland the exact flank they're looking for. Self-destruct buys them a bit of breathing room, but you see Poland still very much in this fight. Heartbeat, gonna drop the MP. They get the Zen immediately after. Danye, though, still unaccounted for. We have a Meteor Strike on the way in, dropping over, buying room, but not getting as much as he might like. But this is still good delay. He does find the Reinhardt there, and Poland slowly breaking their way through Italy.
Even though the self-destruct doesn't find any kills with the initial detonate, it forces Midna off into that flank all alone where he gets chased down by Shadow and Danye. So still getting value out of the self-destruct. Sometimes splitting up their opponents is all you really need out of the ability. The damage doesn't have to actually land for it to be effective.
A little bit of a Diva baiting dance there towards the top, and Italy, again, going to give themselves a little bit more room, but Poland's ready to strike. And Earth Shatter already, Midna goes, we'll just take one Diva, please. Dexter, we've had enough of your shenanigans. But Poland comes down the flank, they pick up 3. Danye, uncontested, again striking so deep into Italy.
Danye has been punishing Italy so hard for failing to control the high ground. He's initiating from that top window time and time again. With the help of Matt, they have so much high ground control. Italy has to run through this choke every time with their limited mobility, and that's going to let Danye get the initiation he's looking for time and time again. They need to deal with this Doomfist like they did on first point.
How do you deal with the Doomfist with how Danye's playing it?
You really have to look to Hearthbeat and Carnifex. They need to be finding those stun, hack combos. You can't do that. The Doomfist is just going to always have more mobility than you do.
They're going to rush in here at the rally, hoping to get anything, but it's going to trigger the Transcendence, and Danye again coming in from the back, looking for the pickoffs, builds up the Meteor Strike, and he's going to have to use it to dodge the self-destruct here. Didn't want to really deal with it. Drops on down, was looking for the D-Mech. Pressure coming in the Diva here. Italy, a bit discombobulated. Poland looking to move back over. Dexter into his mech. And overall, Poland just controlling the tempo here, winning the poke war, dealing with the front line now last. Gonna get the D-Mech and the Winston pickoff. They hold once more. A minute left on the clock.
Danye does fall that fight, but now it's Shadow with the Primal Rage, giving all the movement control they need. Dragon Eddie, who wants to die, just would give anything to come back to spawn, but Poland won't do him that justice.
1 minute left here for Italy to turn this one around. Poland on the verge of going up 2-0.
The saving grace here for Team Italy is that they do have the beat drop, and Matt Watch is not ready for that EMP. So the beat is going to have no contest here if Italy can get aggressive enough to make it work. Although at the same time, Poland's not getting any good EMPs there. Heartbeat's going to be forced to take a solo Zen EMP.
I think they saw Hearth there, but it doesn't matter. Going in for the Zen. And oh, the Ana healing up right then and there. Hearth unable to finish that off. That could come back to bite Italy, but they were able to get on Danye early on. Midna diving in, invest the Primal. Italy trying to see some form of advantage here, but Shadow gonna fall as Poland now go not really with the tools to defend. But in Italy, they're able to make the most of the situation, even with the EMP not getting exactly what they want.
Poland needs to get on the card here. They're getting cleaned up very slowly. That's the worst way to fall in a team fight such as this. Now Italy looks to take that second point of King's Row, but this will be an overtime fight, and Poland has a few ultimates to work with. If they can get back from the spawn in time and expect them to take the contest, and that's a big if. There's going to be rushing all the way from spawn just to get a contest off. Shadow, only 80% of the Primal Rage. He needs to get that before he goes down.
It could result in him just giving up his life. Gonna drop the bubble here early on. Down goes Danye immediately. Matt was unable to get the EMP he was looking for. That's really the win condition that Poland needed in this fight. Dragon Eddie gonna clean up people just partially going onto the point, and Italy still alive here in point C.
Italy now with a composition that's a lot better at dealing with the Doomfist. Now you have that D.Va and that Winston to chase him down when he runs away from you with his extra mobility.
See Minda going in even deeper. Staggers coming in from Italy, buying them even more time. Poland needs to find some time to think here, Jake.
Yeah, they need to reset. It's doing such a great job. Is Team Italy getting right in their faces, not letting them out of the spawn whatsoever, just pushing that cart X1. You don't need to rush that push.
Heartbeat, meanwhile, holding on to the EMP here for Italy. Would love to keep the momentum going up. Would love to get a good EMP to set this up. Looking here, looking at the supports. The fight already being engaged here by Poland. So he's going to go a little bit further back. Already down one is Nisa, so do you use the EMP here? Do you wait? He's waiting for it. Gets the hack. Italy struggling to recover. They get down Shadow, and that means EMP's going to come out. They go back the other way. Italy says, we actually like this fight now. Dexter, we're going to take you on down. Choose them on up, and the self-destruct over the top coming in. Finishes the job. Italy still in it.
That's such great patience there from Heartbeat. Doesn't drop that EMP instantly, finds that classic hack on Shadow. He can't drop the Pommel Rage, and then the EMP closes things out for them. But Poland does have a few ultimates to work with, both tank ultimates. These are great stalling abilities, so Poland has a chance to turn this fight back around.
And more importantly, Dexter has self-destruct. He's been so good on Minda, though, being the bouncer, not letting people through. They don't have the credentials, they don't have the fashion, they can't get through the door. Buying time for Italy. Back here in the point, but Dexter at the self-destruct. Still got one. Poland streaming back out. Italy desperately trying to stay in here. Carnifex cleaning up the point, and it's Italy with an advantage. Poland that is struggling. Mercy about to fall, ends up doing it, and we're going the extra rounds.
Italy, great job turning that round around. It looked very close in a couple of those fights. Danya was getting so much value out of that Doomfist, but they finally found the answer, finally ready to deal with those initiations. Italy moving through the map. This is an overtime round, and it's really anybody's game at this point. Of course, Poland's gonna have that time make advantage, but I don't know how much it'll matter in this situation.
So obviously we did see a big momentum shift in this game. What was the biggest tempo change that you saw come out of Italy to keep them in it?
For me, it was really coming back to Midna's big plays on that Winston, on that Reinhardt. We saw his pick onto Danya was actually what opened up first point, gave them a chance to take that map and actually start that cart moving. And then later on the map with that Winston getting so aggressive in the face of Team Poland, shutting their plays down before they can really come out. Poland now coming out with a very different look here on defense, maybe expecting a change up from Team Italy.
You know, somewhere I want to believe that Dexter is just feeling a little bit sad if he's not going to be getting that EMP set up here, where it was very effective for Poland over the course of the map. But this time, Dexter going to have to go a little bit more solo for those combos. But, you know, there's always a world where the Winston can knock people in and give you a little bit of extra help.
And we heard from Poland in the team interviews, they have faith in Danya. They really believe in this player. They think he's one of the best in the world, so they're ready to give him all the resources, and that's exactly what this composition is designed to do. Damage was to Hanzo, put Discord on his targets, and he's doing nearly double damage at that point. So this is a very dangerous Hanzo to oppose. Dragon Eddie also coming up on the Widow. This very spot, no, can I actually go with D.Va again?
So what you're saying here, Jake, is that when someone insta-walks Hanzo in your ranked games, support him with everything you got.
Well, that's pretty much your best chance. This hero does thrive with that amount of resources, and with a player like Danya, I expect him to be making it work.
Italy, again, moving on forward. They are going to be running the Sombra here, so it's not quite the standard 3-3 you might expect. We'll see what Heartbeat is able to do, but they are going to be getting onto the point rather quickly. Looking for the isolation, they get Matt immediately. A Brigida out position can be so rough for a team to recover from. But Carnifex is down. Both teams out of Brigida. Dragon Eddie going to take the fight here for Dexter. Has the hack advantage, moves on in, working for the pickoff. And Italy now, they've bought room. It might be enough now to get point A.
Dexter, though, D-Max, just doesn't quite manage to make it back in the mech. That's such a huge pickup for Team Italy, looking to take first point. Danya hasn't been able to find any picks just yet, even with the constant Mercy pocket from this high ground.
And Minda wasn't able to get into the window there. Danya just blocking it. We got some old school FGC tech coming in there. As Danya now laying in the damage. Really would love to get a Dragon Strike up here, 83%. Shadow, though, down. Poland out of tools. And a D.Va gonna just roll into the window. Deals with Danya. And Italy now, we're in overtime, but the payload ain't stopping yet.
This is where the game gets really scary if you are Team Poland. Minda rolling in, trying to get more staggers. Looks like potentially Italy's going to back off, but they're still in a situation to get so much cart done here. Danya is forced to switch to the Pharah. Matt makes a switch out of the McCree, but that's going to cost them 2 crucial DPS ultimates. Now it's Italy with a huge stack of ultimates, almost all 6 ready. They want to take this all the way to last.
Italy on the payload. We'll see what Poland's going to be able to do to stop him. But Poland, they're not using too many tools right now. They're a little bit behind.
I mean, if I'm Team Poland, I don't expect to win this fight. It's going to be a real challenge against the massive stack of ultimates that Team Italy has. But you have to take this fight efficiently. You have to get ultimates out of Team Italy to have any chance of stopping them later.
Look to Nisa in the back here. The nano boost is ready. Where is it going to go to? Could be the Winston, maybe not. Heartbeat in the pub right now, holding on to the EMP. Poland looking to engage. Self-destruct from Dragon Head. He finds two to start out the fight. Poland is struck down, and Italy is going to keep this payload moving. Can Poland even contest point B anymore?
Poland is absolutely crumbling here. I really disagree with this McCree pick. It doesn't really make any sense with Bims on the Lucio. It's going to be so difficult for McCree to get value. He needs all the resources, and now it's Team Poland making the switch to that full 3-3 composition. Team Italy is going to cap second point here with no contest, and now they're all the way on to third. And think about this, they started with just a minute on the clock. This is what can happen on overtime Kings Row.
Time is a mere concept here in Kings Row. It is not something that dictates the pace of the game. Midna going to be coming in here. Primal Rage, looking for room. Italy, all armored up right now. And you see Midna going to get healed back up, doesn't overextend too much. They have the barrier in reserve. But Nano Boost, still very much there. The leap-in's going to happen. Midna, Nano, here comes a Dexter bomb though to the back. The barriers protects both supports. They live. Italy diving back in the other way, punishing Poland. Dexter not quite bailing them out this time. But oh, Shadow drops the Earth Shatter. Poland with new life coming right back on in. The tank front line buying room, but he has another bomb the other way. The self-destruct finds Danye, and Italy turns it around.
Italy going all the way to last year, or so it seems. Poland taking that team fight, committing a few of their ultimates, but not winning the fight. They only have the Graviton to work with, and we've seen team fights fail with more. So Italy, with this EMP, could be closing out the map here, and I can't believe they're doing it with just a minute on the clock. This is a complete turnaround from their previous offense.
Heartbeat 3% away. He wants a good EMP. Gonna have to get a little bit of damage immediately. Snap EMP coming in, but the Graviton got in first. Poland a second earlier. They don't care about the EMP. They clean up Italy. They stop the 6th point. But man, for Italy, that was still so far to go. You gotta think that they are the ones now with the advantage.
This is way beyond expectations for Team Italy, starting with just a minute on the clock, going almost all the way through the map. They're certainly going to be feeling themselves starting to get that momentum going. And you got to be feeling, if you're Team Poland, a little worried about this. I mean, you have 2 minutes on the clock, but it is not easy to go that far to last. Now, if you're Team Italy, you can afford to play this so passively. You don't need to commit to any fights until the very end. You know exactly what your win condition is. It doesn't matter where you stop the payload, as long as you stop it before that final checkpoint.
And I mean, in layman terms, what this means is that, realistically speaking, Italy will have multiple points in the upcoming map where all they need to do is win one fight to even things up 1-1.
And even less than winning a team fight, they just need to get them off the cart. When that overtime wick, minutes into that overtime, the game can end instantly with just something like a Primal Rage or a Graviton, keeping your players off the cart. So this is going to be a really tough test for Team Poland. How good are they at this triple tank setup?
Now let me ask you this. You're in the situation as Poland where you definitely were in the driver's seat for the first set of rounds. Now the overtime has not really gone your way. What do you do to get your morale back up and go, you know what, we can still do this?
Well, they really just need to do this. I mean, at this point, they know what's ahead of them. They know exactly where they have to go. It's just a really tough test. I mean, it's going to rely on Danye being 100 energy the entire game, getting grab after grab. They need to have such a massive tempo lead on Team Italy, because Team Italy eventually is going to get a stack of 6 ultimates and use them all at once. 6 tank ultimates all at once on the payload is a very difficult thing to deal with.
Italy, they have a surprise booking in the hotel right now. Poland might find there's no vacancy. You don't know where everyone's at just yet. In Italy, they're going to rotate back around, so I don't think they're comfortable in it being too surprising here. They're hoping for Poland to just rush on in, but Poland showing some good patience.
Poland wants to switch to the Zenyatta. I like this. Gives them a little bit more damage. If they can put the Discord on Midna, gives a real advantage in that Rhine 1v1, and Shadow already has a bit of a lead in that Pulse Shatter charge.
Poland now moving on up. This time they know, all right, we might be able to go to the hotel, but we don't want to do that. We want to go to the other side of one data statue. We're going to fight right on here. Both teams laying in damage. Italy, a little bit more poked down here early on. Poland playing the tank game a bit better. Midna, super low, but healed up just in time. Takes down Shadow as a result. A turnabout coming in from Italy, and they are dealing with Poland right here. However, they've lost Midna. They need to be careful, even as Poland is respawning.
Yeah, Italy needs to retreat, meet up with Midna, but winning that first team fight is so impactful. Now it sets them up with a situation where they're going to have an ultimate advantage for the second team fight. Once they win that, it's really just overtime for Team Poland. Poland's going to make the switch back to the Ana. That Bionade from Nisa was just too big to ignore. They wanted an Ana of their own.
Italy, of course, giving a little bit of progress here in the payload. They wanted to get the Rhine back on in. Now Italy coming back to the point. Again, just being strong here. They're going to use the rally. They're daring Poland to move on forward, and Poland doesn't feel like it. They're losing the poke battle. The Reinhardt shield's going to almost fall. He has to back out. The Brigida pressure comes in. Matt is going to fall, and Poland has no way in.
The Nano Boost comes into Hearthbeat. He's going to be chewing through this Reinhardt shield, but a huge Graviton self-destruct combo. Oh, blocked by Midna. He keeps everybody alive.
Midna just turns around, stops Dexter from getting his favorite connection in Italy. Now, 5 seconds left. Hearthbeat holding on to the Graviton. Oh, he did it! He throws away the grab! Poland still very much in this. They drop the rally. Matt just barely able to stay alive. Dragon Eddie dropped the destruct. Still gets 2. Poland fighting. And Dexter and Danye still in this fight, still good. Danye charged on up. Dooku healing them from the back. Dexter's carrying Poland right back into this game.
Disgusting by Danye. He's got another Graviton surge after just using one halfway through the start of this fight. Danye does not want to let Poland get out of this game. The Shatter comes in, puts the Brigitte on the ground. Poland gonna have a chance to still get this payload moving.
Danye doing what he needs to do here. DPS Zarya melting down all comers, and we're in overtime. Poland doesn't care. Kings Row not over yet.
Danye absolutely laying his mark on this game. You can see Danye 35% ult charge, Hearthbeat only on 22. Think about this, Danye's already had 2 grabs, absolutely dominating this Zarya matchup.
And again, think about what set this up. Hearthbeat donating the Graviton into the willing maw of Dexter. That is the hero play you need in this situation if you're Dexter.
It's a mistake by Hearthbeat, but you have to hand it to Dexter. I mean, he was kept that Matrix up for so long, cycling it just enough to scare Hearthbeat. Hearthbeat finally thinks he's got an opening, but Dexter is perfectly there to react to it. So great play from Dexter, keeping his team alive. Now Dooku with that Nano Boost, Danye on 100 energy. I can imagine this combo already.
Midna, of course, for Italy, they only need 1 fight.
Oh,
Drops the
my.
hammer and gets everything he wants and more. Italy gonna dive on in. Off Midna's opening. Poland wounded. Poland falling. And Italy still might have this map after all. Space being made on the payload. Poland needs to keep it in contest all the while. Respawn's gonna be a while. Danye with another grab, but it does not matter. Midna shuts him down. And it's gonna be an even series. Italy taking Kings Row.
Danye looking absolutely dangerous there, but it's Midna and Carnifex, that last second combo, the Bash Shatter, perfect synergy between the 2 most experienced players on Team Italy. We talked about the fact that Brigitte Ryan was going to lead them into those really strong 3-3 setups, and that's exactly what it means there. Midna looking very clean on that setup.
And right now, take a look at the series so far. I feel like it has been a series where tanks have been setting the tone for both teams.
Both teams really getting a ton done with those tank setups, but you have to hand it to Italy. They take it to a tank map, and they come out victorious, looking very clean there. Some final mistakes there in those last seconds. Of course, feeding that Graviton to Dexter gives Poland a chance, but Midna absolutely slamming the door on them with that Shatter combo.
All right, guys, well, we got an even series here, 1-1, and we still got more coming at you right after the break.
Overwatch World Cup is brought to you by T-Mobile, America's fastest network ever. And by Omen by HP, the official PC of the Overwatch World Cup.
They don't just play for a team. They play for every fan, every rival, every moment, every match. And when everyone watching expects the best, they perform with the best.
We have a battle here in Paris between Italy and Poland, locked up 1-1 right now. And so far, Jake, it has been a great battle between tank players here so far.
It's anybody's game, and certainly the tank matchups have been defining this series so far. At the same time, Poland has felt like the team that's ready to flex more aggressively, so their ability to pick a map now is going to give them a chance to force a map that's going to be a little more difficult to run that 3-3 setup on. I'm guessing they want to put Danye back in those DPS roles where he's been so effective, but coming out on that Zarya, he was looking very dangerous, so Poland not out of that 3-3 contest just yet.
No doubt about it. I mean, look, we saw some great Zarya play coming down. It's like, oh, I'm at 100% energy. I'm a DPS now. This is where I'd like to be anyways. But of course, next map is going to be a Assault map. I do wonder where we're going to go. It's been a little bit back and forth on what teams have favored. We have seen a lot of Temple of Anubis so far here in the Overwatch World Cup, but I'd love to see a curveball.
Certainly something new. Always love to have that variety, especially in that Assault map variant. A lot of different styles, different maps are really going to put you in different compositions, and this is Poland's chance to put Italy out of their comfort zone. If they can take Italy off that 3-3, Italy has looked really shaky. I mean, when they can't play the 3-3, they don't feel as coordinated. They don't feel like they're playing as well. They want to rely on Midna on that Ryan, Carnifex on the Brigida. Their synergy was really effective on King's Row, so now Poland wants to shut that down, take away some of that strength.
Well, speaking of synergy, that might be changing a little bit because we got a substitution coming in play here, where of course you have 7 players on these Overwatch World Cup rosters. We got Redziak coming in for Matt, so definitely going to be curious to see where his strengths lie.
Yeah, maybe a new look coming out for Team Poland, feeling like he's stronger in the second half. But remember, you can't judge him entirely by the Assault map. He's going to be playing the entire second half, so potentially Poland has ideas in mind for that Escort map or potential 5th map Koth.
No doubt about it. And of course, even if they preferred Matt in the control map setup, if this goes to 5, it's going to be a control map where they will have to deal with their new sub. That's how the rules work. And now here's our map. It's going to be Horizon. Certainly a map that we haven't seen quite too much here in the World Cup so far.
We haven't seen much of it at all, but this is a classic Sombra map. It has felt like Poland has these great Sombra Diva Bomb combos, so maybe feeling like taking that to the Sombra is going to put them back in their wheelhouse.
Well, not only that, but you think about how Horizon is laid out, right? It's probably one of the most wide open Assault maps, if not the most wide open. So if you're looking for big combinations where you're like, yeah, drop an EMP, drop a self-destruct, this would, as you say, be right up their wheelhouse.
And potentially a lot of Junkrat space here on Horizon. I would certainly know about that. Really great map for Junkrat, perhaps one of the best in the game. That second point can be so difficult to take. Of course, every entry is a choke point. That's exactly what Junkrat wants to see on the defense.
You know what? Your love for Junkrat is just one of those great all-time romances where we're going to be looking back at Overwatch 10 years now and be like, you know what I remember more than anything else? This guy really liked Junkrat, but hey, you make him look good, and hopefully we can see someone make him look good here.
Yeah, I'd certainly hope to see that high-level play here coming out in the Overwatch World Cup. Horizon, though, has so many different looks you can bring. We've seen teams force that dive conk, force that Doomfist, Sombra. And remember, for Sombra especially, something that people forget about a lot is those hacked health packs. A lot of times, you know, now that the ultimate charge thing has been changed, you don't get ultimate from healing with hacked health packs. At the same time, they can still be those clutch saves in a team fight. That Doomfist running back to a hacked mega can be a complete turnaround. So Horizon has a lot of those megas in relevant positions that hack can be really impactful.
And I mean, again, it's one of those things where, yeah, I mean, you look at Sombra now and you look more at her harassment, her perma-stealth, but Hack is still a very good utility, especially, as you say, on a map like this where the health packs can be very impactful. But we're now in game here. We're going to see just what the teams are going to be rolling out with here. And again, it's interesting because this is a map that's wide open. You tend to see some variation, and this is a newer variation, and this could be reality. I hope it's reality. Italy, they're on the defense. And no, it's not reality at all. Dragon Eddie, why do you gotta play with our hearts like that, man?
Italy, though, setting up for this triple tank dive. This is a new look we've seen with Hammond being added to the game. Can be really impactful. That Winston, D.Va, and Hammond, that's 3 different kinds of unblockable damage. So from the perspective of Dexter on that D.Va, he's going to be really struggling to save his teammates. I mean, in past, D.Va Matrix has been this impenetrable barrier. Put someone in the box and no one is going to be able to take them out. But of course, Winston Leap, Tesla Gun, Dragon Eddie flying through you, and at the same time, the slam from Hearthbeat, that could completely destroy 200 HP characters like Ana and Lucio.
If you're Danya in this situation, the Sombra, how much of your mental bandwidth is going to be dedicated to trying to get early hacks onto the Hammond being played by Heartbeat?
Well, it's going to be a real struggle because that Winston and Diva can get in your Sombra's face and just keep putting that damage into her. She's never going to be able to complete a hack. So this definitely opened things up for Heartbeat. Even if he's a little slow on the initiation, he's going to be protected by his team to get that slam off guaranteed. At the same time, though, Danye is going to see what's coming. He calls this out to his team. They know what to expect. You might even see some compositional swaps from Team Poland ready for this really aggressive dive.
See Heartbeat right now here on the Hammond. Holding back with Italy. Italy just looking for the right engage. Stand back up. A little bit of pressure coming in here from Poland, but immediately counter fire coming in. Shadow didn't like the looks of that at all, and Italy's triple tank setup here is giving Poland a bit of fits. They might be going for some swaps, and I think that is going to be the case.
Certainly, this Hammond Slam is so oppressive against characters like Ana with that limited mobility, so she's going to want to make this swap, potentially bring out a composition that can protect her a little better, or just better yet, get off the Ana altogether.
Full-scale swap-ups coming here, and, you know, it's not quite GOATS, but it's a little bit close. They're going to be running triple tank with a Roadhog coming on out here. Roadhog can be pretty good against Hammond.
I love this compositional selection from Team Italy. It's so hard to get through the Roadhog, and they've sped through. They've got past the most difficult part. The Bioname misses. That's a major cooldown expended by Bims, getting nothing for it. This is going to be a big opportunity for Poland to put the pressure on the point.
And Poland, they're just going to take up residence here in the point, but you're going to see the Hammond slam on in. Heartbeat setting things up. Italy, very healthy here in the point. Poland having to give up a little bit of room. No longer contesting the point. You see Heartbeat now. This is where Hammond might go. You know, going to start swinging around here. 76% gets out of the fight, but we'll be getting landmine soon. Carnifex drops EMP, almost dies for it, but doesn't. Heartbeat leaping on back in, super low, gets his shield on just in time. Midna coming back the other way, and Italy is taking control of this fight.
Italy, though, spending a lot of ultimates for the privilege. They have to use that Primal Rage and the EMP. Those are two key anti-tank ultimates, so now Italy might struggle, although they do have that minefield from Heartbeat, big potential to shut down a push in the choke. Poland, though, did a great job of getting the point and forcing those ultimates as quickly as possible. Even though they had to swap characters, they still have 2 more minutes to formulate an attack. Now with their own EMP, big opening to take down potentially Nisa.
So this entire fight here, do you think it just hinges on Danye?
It's really all about the EMP. He could EMP Heartbeat's initiation and completely shut it down. Oh, I love this movement from Team Poland. Getting to the high ground, it's so much harder to slam down on them now.
Italy, of course, they do respect it. They go to the other side. Heartbeat will see what he has here in store with the tech. Holding on to the minefield. Going to be going for the upwards grapple. Diving on in. Drops the mines. Here comes a slam. Moves on in. Danye, though, got Nisa. Dropped on the other end with the EMP. Used it to deal to Zenyatta. Looking for more. Trying to get rid of Bims. Getting down 2 supports here. Would be good, but the EMP comes out here from Italy. Going back the other way. Poland super, super low here, but Italy has suffered so many early eliminations that it's not going to be enough. Poland found a way through.
And it's Danye, the superstar for Team Poland. That's a great EMP. Understands that all he has to do is shut down the Transcendence, and there's really just not enough resources to keep the tanks alive anymore. That Roadhog from Redziog puts out so much pressure on the point. They need a ton of heals to keep players alive. Now it looks like Italy wants to change things up, brings out that Mercy for second point. This is a classic look. Of course, Mercy with that vertical leap, so dangerous on this second point with as much verticality as it has now.
Now, what are they losing by not running the Ana here anymore?
Well, it's a ton of healing from passive positions, but in the current version of Hanamori, or excuse me, of Horizon Lunacone, it's very hard to get those Ana heals reliably, especially if you want to get really aggressive with this Hammond. He might go past the line of sight where Ana can no longer heal, and that's where Mercy is much more effective.
See just how it works out here for Italy as Poland moving in. A lot of ultimates in reserve. This could be the time where they make up time, so to speak. They go directly onto the point, daring Italy to move on in, and Midna goes, all right, I'm going to do just that, but he gets hammered on down. Shadow looking to take down the Primal Rage Winston. Doesn't do it here just yet, but they were able to demech Dragon. Poland holding back here, staying alive despite the pressure coming in from Italy. They have a Colossus up, they drop the EMP, but they were able to keep Nisa alive. Bims was all over it. Made sure he wasn't assassinated, and Italy now starting to rotate momentum back the other way, right into Poland. Redziog in trouble, but Poland gonna drop the beat just in time. They use the punishment, but now it's time to go back the other way. EMP self-destruct gets 2! And that is looking real good for Italy. Dragon Eddie able to make the space required. He's gonna fall, but delay coming in, and yet Poland able to recover here. 2 ticks to them. Respawns coming back in here for Italy. A minefield up and ready. Midna gonna fall, and Poland showing great resolution here under pressure. They still might have this. Italy, though, is fighting back.
The Trans keeping them into this fight, and now the Valkyrie comes out. It's so hard to take down a Valkyrie Mercy with Poland's comp. They have really no hit scan, no potential to shoot up into the air, and that team fight takes forever, although Poland getting a lot of cap to show for it.
Poland still keeping up the pressure. Italy, though, respawn advantage, giving them the edge in the fight, at least for a little bit. With Danye down, Poland is going to have that hack pressure anymore. Carnifex, though, falls. Dexter finishes him off before he could get an EMP. But Poland, they are going to be in retreat here. But, Jake, they still got 2 ticks. That's a very good attack.
Yeah, it's good attack and great progress. Even if Poland can't end up finishing the second point offense, that's nothing to shake his stick at here. Second point, 81% capture. That's better than a lot of teams can do. So Poland not going to be mad at that. And now it's time to protect the president. Danye onto that McCree he's known so well for. And Poland perfectly ready to support him. They've got that triple support composition. So much damage was coming out, but he has to survive these tank ults and that EMP from Carnifex.
And that's why they swapped to the Mercy and the Zen here, right? Where you have the Mercy constantly pocketing in McCree. You have the Zenyatta marking people down. But you got the EMP from Italy and they go, yeah, we're not going to let you set this up. We're going to dive right on in. We're going to take down your McCree. Your president is done. And so are the rest of you as they get the first 2 pickoffs and they keep Poland from getting a good setup.
At the same time, though, Poland looking to stabilize here, continue farming some ultimates. That wasn't the worst possible fight for them. Italy, though, winning that with just 1 ultimate, they're certainly going to be satisfied.
Italy got to be feeling good here. Only 2 minutes left for Poland, and they don't really have resources here, Jake.
At this point, Poland is really going to have only 1 good opportunity to attack this last. I love the swap by Carnifex onto that Widowmaker. Danye is playing in such long sidelines inherently, given the design of this map. It's going to be so hard to contest Carnifex at maximum range.
Carnifex holding back, looking for pickoffs. Definitely going to be making McCree feel a little bit less safe about his positioning. Italy pressuring Poland every time they go anywhere, but they invest the mines pretty early. That might have been a bit of a mistake.
Potentially here, but the tanks are setting up a nice 180-degree crossfire here on this choke. Poland has to get out and put pressure on the point, but that's a real tough task against Winston, Diva, and Hammond, all attacking from all sides.
Binda right now is just looking for that free, easy damage, holding on to the Primal. Doesn't snap pop it here. Goes, that's not a good idea, and I don't really have to do it. Poland, it's up to you to bring that McCree over. He's not really super mobile. We're fine with how it is, but now Heartbeat gonna move in. The tanks of Italy striking. They take down Danye immediately, and that was so well coordinated between Midna, Heart, and Dragonetti.
Midna doesn't want to let them leave here, going in even deeper. These are very late staggers for Team Poland, and they committed the rally on top of that, so that's an ultimate they just won't have access to for their final fight, and that's what we're coming up on. Of course, 1 minute left on the clock. We see how long it takes Poland to get their initiations off, and now, really, this is their best chance. It's all on Danye. He needs to open this up. Midna with the Primal Rage looking to shut that down.
Does Poland have an edge here?
Certainly, they have more ultimates than Team Italy, but of course, Team Italy with that defense spawn advantage, this is a very close fight. It's really on the Widowmakers to be those difference makers in this situation.
Danye looking for that early pickoff. Ooh, he had a chance. Was able to connect. Had another chance to dive in coming in from Shadow, where he's invested Primal, but he's already super low. But it works out. He gets Bims. He gets out alive. And Poland now 6 on 5, 6 on 4. Danye gets the Widow be Widow. And off that strike, it's gonna be 3-0 here for Poland as they look to take point B. The Italian defense starting to fall here, and you gotta give credit to Shadow, setting that up so well. Danye getting pickoff after pickoff in the back, and Poland, time is wrapping on down, but they get it in the end.
And it is Danye who is the difference maker, capitalizing off that space created by Shadow. That was a really nice Primal by Shadow, getting right in on the supports. As you said, he got crushed by damage really quickly, but still managed to get the Mercy, and that is the most important pickoff in the game. You kill the Mercy, she can't res herself, and that's a major advantage. Danye capitalizes on it, wins the Whittle Duel, and closes out from there.
You know, you say she can't res herself, but just wait, guys. Mercy buffs 2019. The zombie Mercy apocalypse gonna be headed at you. Probably not. I don't think that's likely.
ZP, the director of my nightmares here on this cast. We'll see if that comes to fruition. I hope not.
Heroes never dies. Like, but I just took you out. That's not fair.
I certainly don't want to see that in Overwatch, and I don't think really anybody else does. So we can move on from there. How is Italy going to approach this offense? I mean, the defense is one thing. Setting up with that classic triple tank dive certainly makes them look good, but offense is a much different beast. Assault offense requires perfect coordination, perfect team synergy, and so far on the dive, Italy has been hit or miss with that.
So it definitely has been the case where Italy, obviously, they've been most comfortable in tank-heavy setups, and that can also be to your benefit on defense, right? Where you can get good setups every time, you don't have to worry about how to dive in. This is a map where, don't forget that this was not Italy's map choice, so we'll see if they're actually prepared and how to initiate, because if you don't have a game plan for assault maps, your offense can just fall flat in a hurry.
And Poland setting up with a very aggressive dive composition. Italy might struggle to get any setup at all, especially with this double main healer combo. Very interesting combo to be running, especially if they actually go with this Somber Taser offense. Normally you would think Mercy wants that core DPS, those core hit scans, those Widows, McCrees, Hanzos that you can pocket constantly. Even a Genji setting up for a Super Blade, of course with that Valkyrie and Nano boost. But if if Italy goes with this DPS setup, there's going to be a real struggle. I mean, Bims will be able to keep Nisa alive, but that might not be enough. It might be a real struggle for Carnifex and Heartbeat to get the value they're looking for.
But is there a world where Carnifex could have a hero moment here, just get that early pick-off and make things alive for Italy?
Danye gets the scout on the enemy Sombra. They both realize each other are there. That's going to slow things down. But, of course, both teams have total awareness of each other's positions. Ooh, Redzia crushing Carnifex on his setup. That is not what you want to see.
Remember that entire setup they were saying, you know, is there a world where Carnifex does that? Right now, we don't appear to be living in that world.
Well, I will say Poland is running that classic target for a dive like this. That Sombra, Tracer, and Winston can dive all in on a Zenyatta and potentially take him out. But Dooku can always get the save. We saw that last round, even with the EMP, they weren't able to take down Kazano. So they need to get this Zenyatta down. He's going to put out too much damage otherwise.
Carnifex going in. He's already burned all 3 blinks early. Midna down, and because he used the blinks early, he doesn't really have the power to dive on in right after. And Poland just punishing Italy for the fact that they did not have a decisive engage. Okay, now Carnifex going, all right, guys, look at me. I'm on the point. Mr. Carnifex.
Forcing him back to the point is perhaps the best he can do in this circumstance, but Poland wants the frag. They're chasing him down. He's caught out all alone, but finally his team is back, looking to reset and get another attack on this point.
Carnifex, again, he's been pressuring on the point. Poland actually not keeping their boys right back over there. So Italy, they found some space, but they weren't able to deal with Ragnetti early on. They get the DMAC. They still isolate the targets they need to as Dexter continues to lay it in. Poland is just fine.
The Nano Boost on Shadow, cleaving to absolutely everybody there, and he's got a Primal Rage to work with for the next fight. Poland has very few ultimates in the bank right now, but they're this close to just 3 of them. So if they're going to have a 4 ultimate stack here, things are looking really rough for Team Italy. The EMP is not ready. You need that EMP when the enemy has an ultimate advantage. If you don't have it, then it's really not going to be getting anything done. Potentially Poland looking to win this clean with just an EMP.
EMP being held by Danye right now. He knows exactly where Italy is. He's going to wait for them to cross the threshold and then drop it. Now looking for it, drops EMP, and immediately the supports from Italy nowhere to go there, Jake. That was textbook from Danye, but it's not without Italy still finding a few pickoffs in the back.
Definitely, somehow this is turning around for Team Italy. I don't know how they're managing to do this in crucial pickoffs, but it might not be enough. Shadow still sitting on that Primal Rage, potentially could look to bring it back in this fight.
Italy saying, you know, we actually don't need heals. Our initial dive was good enough that it doesn't matter that you did that. Poland find themselves a little bit further back than they'd like. They do have a Dragon Blade coming up here by Red.
The issue here, though, is that it's a huge risk by Italy to commit to a fight like that. They commit multiple ultimates to stay alive with that Winston and that Tracer, but really not getting anything. And now Poland is going to have everybody back to point, ready to take a straight-up team fight.
Early hack coming out here. Redzia cannot pull out the blade, but Hearth, he gave up his life for that EMP, and the fall through just wasn't there for Italy, so Redzia's like, all right, that's fine. I can pull out my blade now. Is this okay with you? Shadow, the prideful rage, find a little bit more room, gets away from the self-destruct, moving on in. Italy, very disrupted right now. Redzia pulls out the blade. Disruption has been enough. Carnifex out, and a lot of damage coming from this blade. Might not be the finishing blows, but that's okay for Poland, as they're going to take the fight.
Oh no, and Italy commits their Nano Boost and their Valkyrie to a team fight. That's crushing. They lose all their resources, and they have no capture on point A here. Poland looking to set up this full ult, especially with Danye's EMP. If you only have one ultimate, there's not a better choice in the game than EMP. Can completely nullify that ultimate advantage. Italy feels so pressured. They make the switch back to this 3-3 comfort pick, but of course Danye already has that EMP, and it's so devastating against these deathball setups.
And Danye has been very good at setting up these EMPs here so far, where Italy, they're so close together. How could Danye not? Danye is going to loop around, communicate with his team, drop the EMP after the sleep dart. Here comes Poland. That is a great setup on the way in, but they're not able to get the ball through they want. Italy is actually quite alive. Nisa has been able to heal everyone up. Bims keeping them up in turn. Italy has dealt with the EMP. Poland does not get what they're looking for there in the end, despite the setup. Shadow, though, going the fall in Italy, now getting control of the point. Last moment Dragon Blade for Redzia, and it goes nowhere. He didn't have the help to actually make that one work.
Doesn't find anybody. Danye picks off Bibbs, but this could be the beginning of the end for Team Poland. Not really finding what they needed to out of that EMP. No damage to follow up on it. Now Italy potentially looking to snowball second point. They really could turn around this offense.
Now I have to ask, when you get that much of an EMP on everyone, how do you not take that team fight?
Well, it's the real struggle against the 3-3 composition. Even if you can take down all of their abilities, still Moira is going to put out a ton of healing. You're still going to have that Brigitte swinging out, putting out AoE healing on absolutely everybody. You might turn off the Lucio song to disable that Reinhardt shield, but that's still a ton of healing keeping everybody alive.
Italy now trying to take ball advantage. New life here in this game. 3.5 minutes to take last. Shadow under fire, just barely able to primal rage time. Redzia Found the Doomfist, diving on back. Bin's out of the fight. Shadow just disrupting. They get the Brigida on the other side. And you're running this sort of comp like Italy is. When you lose Brigida, you lose the fight.
Certainly in this kind of triple tank competition, when you lose one, the wheels start to fall off, especially when it's that Lucio. You lose the speed, you lose that mobility, and now your tanks are just sitting ducks on the point. Dooku capitalizes with a perfect Bionade and takes down that Brigida.
Oh, Dragonetti just... Did he run over the health pack? Did he actually prolong his misery? I think part of it, though, is that they're hoping he could punish us, and they do. They get on Shadow, so sometimes play food a little bit. Your food might be fighting back. Italy, they're down one, though, and that's still so tough to get a good engage with this sort of comp.
This is the power of staggering on these assault map types. If you take down the D.Va that late, Italy doesn't want to commit even with a pick of their own. Now the EMP from Danya combined with the self-destruct from Dexter, another double kill. We've seen it so many times in the series, and it works again.
You know, I thought that movie was out of the rotation, but it's back, baby. It's Late Night EMP, Danye, self-destruct Dexter combos. And hey, it's a pretty good show.
Italy, though, you have to say, is playing this very intelligently. They haven't committed almost any ultimates, only using the rally in that team fight. It's coming up on a 5 ultimate snack, and with Poland no EMP to work with, this is Italy's best chance to take the map.
Italy, if they don't take this fight here, they're going to be kicking themselves. They could put themselves at a huge advantage. Everything up but the rally here. See Redziak here for Poland, just looking on up. Italy, they're taking their time with this, Jake, because they know that they only do get the chance. And now they move on into the point. Minda drops the hammer. They're looking for Dexter. They want to stop early, but Redziak diving into the back. They turn on the Doomfist after grab. Self-destructing from Italy, grabs 2, and Italy now in a great position here. Poland down 2. What are they going to do? They turn this around. Minda getting healed all the while. Nice heals coming into him, but he's knocked on down. He falls, and Poland is still able to isolate.
Redziak gets out of there with the Meteor Strike. No, goes back in on the Zarya, putting out so much damage. They're trying to chase him down, but that's going to cost them so much point time. Now the Bionade comes in from Dooku, takes down Nisa. This is a cleanup from Team Poland, and no ticks on the point.
Redziak being perfect bait there. You saw everyone from Italy turn around to try and chase him, and he still got away with his life. Oh, man, that was Italy's chance there, Jake, and it does not work out.
Really gonna have maybe one more chance to get a good stack of ultimates. I mean, this next team fight is almost impossible to win. Of course, you really need the ultimate stack. Okay, no, Italy accepts we don't have ultimates. We have to make a swap to a composition that's a little more functional without them. They're gonna go with this Protect the President Soldier comp. Not something we've seen for a long time, but a classic comp here on Horizon Lunar Colony.
How do they win this fight being so down in ults?
It's all on Carnifex. He needs to just put out so much damage from this high ground position that Poland just can't sustain. But the EMP and the Bionade on absolutely everybody.
Takes down another 2. Dexter's right there. His bomb positioning so good. But there's an upside here, Jake. Italy still has time.
Yeah, but they're not able to farm any ultimates. That team fight was absolutely devastating from Poland. Here's the struggle for Team Italy. You're running 2 main healers. You're running Brigida. You're running a Soldier 76 with a heal station. And when you get your whole team bionaded, that's about half of your team's abilities that are just useless.
Italy, the odds so against them right here. We'll see what they do. Final 15 seconds against the back, and they lose their Brigida immediately. Dooku able to find a moment. The dive comes in, but they do have the res. So, Italy still at 6. Going in through the ground is a little bit unconventional. Poland just trying to suffocate them right here. Here comes Redziak, played out. A lot of clumped up players. This is what Genji loves to see. Gets on Nisa, diving in deeper, and Poland is throwing Italy off the point. And it's looking like it's going to be Poland grabbing map number 3 here to go up 2-1.
Poland takes their map pick in convincing style. First point almost a full hold, but second point just looked so clean. It didn't feel like Italy had a chance that whole time. It was the Bionades from Dooku, the great hack self-destruct combos from Danya and Dexter. Poland showing why they picked Horizon Lunar Colony.
Now, I have to throw this back a little bit here, where we saw such a wide-scale swap up here, featuring the Soldier 76 at the very end. What did you think about that swap up relative to other options where maybe you could run a Widow?
The struggle with Soldier 76 in a position like that is that you really rely on the biotic heal field. And when you're also running an Ana and a Mercy and a Brigida, you're almost over-investing in heals. And when you put that many eggs in one basket, a Bionade completely ruins your day. And we saw that from Dooku. He was so on point with the Bionades time and time again. We saw the Brigida picked off so many times, but you could always see that Ana assist there in the kill feed. That means that the Bionade's coming in, and with all those heals invested in your team composition, not able to get any value out of them means that your comp really can't do what it wants to do. You can't execute your game plan. So Dooku really on point with the Bionade, just completely destroying.
Shows the power of a good Ana player, especially in this meta here where teams have been going for the philosophy of, you know what, if we heal everyone up enough, sometimes we'll win the fight. So far, 2-1. Italy seemed to be a little bit off guard there in Horizon where they weren't quite able to just run into the other team as much as they'd like. But now that we know that, where do you think they'd bring us to here for map 4?
Well, escort maps are traditionally one of the hardest map types to make that 3-3 composition work. The way the payload objective functions, it's hard to get those tick-based progress because really winning a team fight isn't enough if the payload just rolls back if you win the next one. The 3-3 composition really relies on getting those big banks of ultimates and taking that irremovable objective time. For example, on Assault, getting those ticks, on Hybrid getting ticks, payload getting that Control getting a ton of percentage on point, but you can't do that on Escort, so they're going to have to take it to a map that really changes things up. They're going to have to really flip the script on Team Poland, who's looked so clean on that dive.
We'll be interested to see what map it's going to be, and it's going to be Junkertown. And Junkertown, if nothing else, is certainly a unique escort map where, you know, sometimes you're like, okay, we don't even have to run 3-3. We're just going to run a Bastion. We're going to run double sniper. There's a lot of oddities of Junkertown that you don't see quite as heavily on other maps.
Well, if you're looking for a script flipper, Junkertown is exactly that. I'm expecting to see Danye on the Widowmaker here, though. This is a map that really favors Widow. These sightlines on first point are longer than anywhere else in the entire game of Overwatch, so it's sometimes all on a Widow to win that duel, and so far Danye's look completely uncontested in that contest. So it's really Italy, they need to prove that they can hang with this sniper setup. I'd expect to see maybe constant double sniper out of Team Poland, something that's going to enable Danye to be as successful as possible.
Now let me ask you this, is this a moment where if Danye is going to be running that you run the Sombra and you just try and pressure him as much as possible, even if you're not able to get the pick off, just make it so he can't just be unpressured, where there is a huge difference between a pressured Widow and an unpressured Widow.
You have to pressure him, but even better, you need to be taking him down. It's going to be a real struggle for Team Italy to run that 3-3. They might be able to make it work. We've seen teams be able to get those big speed boost initiations, especially on first point, second point, but it's a real struggle. There's so many choke points. There's so many places where Junkrat and Widow just completely pick you apart from all angles. So Team Poland, it's going to be tough. They're going to be really in their wheelhouse, setting up with those snipers, those dive comps potentially here.
So we'll get a good view of what Italy's going to be running out with. They're on the defense here first, and they are running something incredibly tanky here, where it's not quite the classic goats. They're swapping out the Diva, or no, they are running quad tank. Take it all back. There's no Brigida here, so with no Brigida in play, what does this mean for quad tank versus the in-flavor 3-3 setup?
I mean, I would call this a cheese from Team Italy. The quad tank setup can be powerful, but on defense, you run the risk of Poland just going back into the spawn saying, how do we beat this? What should we run? Should we run a Pharah, Junkrat, Reaper? You can do whatever you want because your spawn is right there. It's so easy to swap and there's no punish. So this is really going to be a skill tester. How well does Team Poland understand the quad tank composition? Are they ready to counter pick it? I would expect Team Italy to be able to win the first team fight with the surprise speed boost, but after that, it's going to be a real struggle to deal with the swaps coming out from Team Poland.
We'll see just how the surprise is received. And oh man, they don't even wait for them to get the spot. They're going, wait. You mean we can't move in here? Well, the surprise has been failed, and now we'll see what Poland swaps up to. They're going Bastion. I like what I see.
This is exactly what you want to do here. The Orisa protecting a Bastion. Oh, and they're going out the high ground. Perfect play. Oh, and Danye on the Symmetra. They're looking to TP this Bastion around, give him that mobility that he normally wouldn't have in other comps. This is very interesting here from Team Poland.
This just got funky is what this did, as Danye on the Junkrat, the Bastion laying in the damage over the top. You're going to cheese us, says Poland Italy. We're going to cheese you right back. Oh boy, Bastion in there. No more Symmetra, but Junkrat, always good to see.
There's just nothing they can do about this Bastion from the high ground. I mean, they could hook him down, but there's no guarantee that they could even finish him off. This is why quad tank's fallen out of favor.
Oh, and Redziok, there's no pressure on him. He's like, all right, I'm going to continue laying in the damage, finds Bims, takes down quite a bit of the shield. The Coalescence doesn't really phase him. And okay, you can't ignore a Bastion like this. What are you doing, Italy?
Redziok absolutely demolishing the quad tank setup from Team Italy. It's back to the drawing board for them, and they're going to be paying for it with so many ultimates ready for Team Poland. They swapped up and won just one team fight, and now they have nearly everything fully charged. This is looking really grim for Italy. Midna has to pin this Bastion. There's no other kill potential, but Shadow can always use that Fortifier, that Halt to protect him, and Danye already has a Rip Tower. Get ready for my 1 out of 10.
Here we go, the Jake rating system in effect here. Poland with the tire.
Nice third-person peeking, getting good utility, already got +2 points, focusing support, takes the Lucio. That's a 6 out of 10, exactly what he needed in this situation.
And meanwhile, the Bastion is still alive, getting support on the point, goes back in the turret mode and moves down the board. So Poland able to work it out. The 6 out of 10 tire, you know, you're a harsh critic, but I think it's fair.
You can't get a 10 out of 10 always. It's not always available to you, but in the circumstances, I'm impressed. I don't think I could have done any better myself, Danye, and that's my highest compliment.
Yeah, I mean, look, you got to take what you can get, Danye. Accept the 6 out of 10. Poland now in good spots here. And if you're Redziok, do you run this at least for tank mode?
I mean, why not? Italy really has no answer to the Bastion so far. The Orisa Fortify can always get right in front of the Bastion, and then your only burst damage in this quad tank, the Ryan hit, just doesn't work. But Redziok gets hooked, and they're focusing him down. The Supercharger up in the door. I'm not sure what happened. Pushed into the map there. I've never seen that interaction.
Transcendence gonna keep him alive to continue throwing in the tank shots. Kanye with the grenades over the top. Poland goes, we're fully prepared for you to dive into us. We have a tank. We feel good. That's a full team wipe as Poland is now gonna be able to set up even more aggressive positioning here, Jake.
Italy, their strategy hasn't worked so far, but I guess finally they have some ultimates to work with. Maybe this could be a turnaround for them, but Redziok on the high ground is going to be so hard to deal with. What are you going to do? Grab him? He doesn't move already.
Pretty much like, what do you mean you're not moving to this? But you have Tanya, he's another Riptire up. Italy has so many fires. Here we go. Rating system in progress over the top. Does not get as much as he wants. Counter grab up though, and then Dragon Natty with the big boom grabs two. Italy's able to find a way through. And Bastion lovers, I got bad news for you. I think the swap is incoming.
Potentially, Italy, though, with this quad tank setup, it cost them every single ultimate to win that team fight. They barely managed to take it, even off the back of a few ultimates committed by Poland, but still, Italy now, they need to prove that they can win a team fight without that stack of 5 ultimates. This is where the real test comes in. We're seeing that Somber Doom come out from Team Poland, a classic comp against these tankier setups.
And it's a powerful composition that a lot of teams here probably can't run. So we'll see how Poland executes on it, where it's Redziok on the Doomfist.
Danye getting the scout here, knows where everybody is, gonna call that setup, maybe give his team a little more intel than they would have otherwise, maybe get a nice critical hack off, allow that Doomfist initiation. Danye, who will he choose here? What's his target?
This is the big question here. He was going for the Rhyme, but no, interrupted at the last moment, so he's not gonna be able to get the hack off. Poland, though, still deciding to move on in, trying to make the most of the opportunity, but you look at Italy, they're really healthy here. They haven't had much to really unsettle them. Meanwhile, Poland, they're also low. Italy taking good advantage, and now it's all about cleanup. They just move forward, they clean them on up, and Italy now has recovered a lot of momentum here in this match.
I really want to praise the awareness there from Dragon Eddie. Even though he's not the target of the hack, he's constantly poking Danye for 1, 2 little bits of damage, just shutting off that hack. And if you can't hack the Reinhardt, it's so difficult to initiate onto that comp. And Danye realizes how effective Dragon Eddie is being, gonna make the switch over to the Pharah. And now it's a real struggle for Italy to deal with this eye in the sky.
And the thing is here is that doesn't that really isolate a D.Va where the D.Va suddenly has to worry about the Pharah way more than anything else?
Especially with the quad tank setup. You don't have that Brigida to put those extra heals out to block a few more rockets. The Roadhog is going to feed Barrage much more quickly, but it's trying to push back onto Danye. Can they finish with the Coalescence? Not at all. He's pocketed by the Mercy, and they're going to wait at this Coalescence and go back in.
There's really good movement coming in from Danye. He was able to get away. Italy, the Coalescence, it's done. They're going to have to really rely. Oh, the bomb cut! The Mercy right in the moment. Talk about a fight saver in from Italy, and that just ruins Poland's day.
Great bomb from Dragon Eddie, finds Kazano, really shuts down that offense, and somehow Italy is doing it with this quad tank comp. I didn't believe, but now I'm starting to. The return of quad tank, is it real?
You know, you're getting way too hyped over this. We've been over here over and over again. People sometimes say it's one last ride, but oftentimes it's one last ride and then another 10 more right after.
That's certainly the nature of quad tank. It is a drug, very addictive composition, so much fun to play, running in with your team. It feels like how Overwatch is meant to be played. But Danye with the barrage, oh, canceled.
Danye in trouble, ends up falling. Italy investing so much, but getting so much as a result. They throw in the grab, the whole hog, once more diving into Poland. And Poland down to their final 45 seconds. And this would be huge for Italy if they were able to get a hold here.
Poland says if you can't beat him, join him. Gonna go over to a very tanky setup themselves. Danye on this Zarya. Can he make it happen the way he did on King's Row? It's a tough test. Italy has a big ultimate advantage with Poland just making the swap now.
The problem here is that Danye's not gonna have time to get a grab in all likelihood.
Certainly, I mean, we've seen crazier things from Danye, though, so I don't count him out just yet. Hearthbeat only 25% on the graph, so not a major advantage. But the Brigida, this could be a big edge in this AoE team fight.
Dragon Eddie opening up here with the self-destruct. What's it gonna get? Will it get anything? No, but Redziok is down early. Wasn't able to retreat with this team. You're down to Brigida in a composition that needs the Brigida. Midnight holding on to the Earth Shatter. Gonna drop it near the gate. Knockdown 2. Looking for it, but the self-destruct zoned out the team a little bit mid-fight. Italy, though, still very much in control right now. Poland in high pressure in the moment. Danye about at 70%, getting close to a grab, charged on up, moving forward. Poland getting a bit more momentum here, and Italy getting pushed back, and Danye might get this grab.
And now it's Shadow's turn, ready on the Shatter. It's so hard for Italy to contest the card against the Reinhardt, just really swinging. Poland has turned this fight, even after losing the Brigida so early. That's a great stabilization from their end.
And not only that, you look to the next fight here, Jake. Danye's gonna have the grab. They're gonna get extra time. Italy is likely not gonna get back here in time, and this is such a turnaround for Poland. They could potentially finish the match.
The superstar from Poland turning things around, sitting on 100 energy is Danye, looking so dominant in that last team fight. Heartbeat just has no answers to the Zarya duel.
This is looking so good for Poland. That should have been Italy's fight, but Poland made the impossible possible. And Dragon Eddie demecks immediately. Danye looking to go in. There's a shatter. No, a big bomb coming in from Dexter. That's certainly enough. Poland with uncontested momentum.
You've got to hand it to Team Poland. We thought, hey, Team Italy, they're all about this tank synergy, all about that coordination. But who has it been? It's been Dexter time and time again, setting up with everybody. He's been comboing shatters, EMPs, gravitons, stuns. It's all Dexter with these Diva Bombs, getting tons of value in the 3-3 composition. Poland showing that they can play it just as well.
Now you gotta look to Danye here. The grab have been waiting for a while. He built it up rather quickly, holding on Italy. Can Dragon Eddie eat this? What's going to happen here? That would be the one thing that would ruin Danye's day, but he's moving forward. He doesn't want to telegraph it too much. He knows the Diva is waiting. We see Italy moving back forward. The Graviton coming in first from Italy, holding on to the grab as Danye has the other big boom by Dragon Eddie, grabs 4.
An even better combo from Team Italy, using the Graviton, setting up with a perfect pin, done by Midna to combo that self-destruct. And now it's Dexter's turn to get this terrible, terrible Diva delay. This feels so bad. Dragon Eddie finishes him off, and can Poland even make it back to the cart? It's looking doubtful.
I don't think so. You see there, Zaizano trying to go on top. A nano-boosted Reinhardt, but they can't touch the point. What Danye's grab was gonna do, we might never know because of an even quicker play coming in from Italy. Now, let's be clear. Italy, this is still a good defense, but it's a little heartbreaking for them because it could have been a near guaranteed win. They're still gonna have to go quite a ways here.
And the struggle is that quad tank setup is a little bit more difficult to leverage on the offense. So much harder to play into those, classic Orisa, Junkrat, Widow defenses that we see so often here on Junkertown. But it looks for now like Italy maybe wants to go with that classic Pirate Jet comp as well, bring out the Bastion that works so well for the side of Team Poland.
Why not? Why not? Let's just go back to the basics here. Junkertown, there might not be an ocean, but we're still going to be pirates anyways. At least that might be the philosophy here.
Off to the deserts of Australia for both teams, but now Italy knows their win condition. They have a way back into the series. They have a way to force map 5. There will be no overtimes here on Junkertown. The question is, can they make it to that second point, 71.55 meters?
Really, you would look at this and go like, yeah, you can absolutely do this. Junkertown, though, is also a map where dreams get broken on a regular basis. You are not guaranteed to get the first point. I've seen first point hold get answered with first point hold. So if you're Poland here, you gotta be looking at this and go, look, we can still do this. We've done this in the past. We can hold them back. It's not over. Not over yet.
Absolutely winnable for both teams. I would have said that Italy had a much bigger advantage and they've been able to make that second point hold work, but Poland gets enough through that third point to say that they can really turn this back around, get an even more aggressive hold on any of the 3 points. I mean, a lot of teams fail right at the choke of third point, so it's really not over until it's over here on Junkertown.
See just what Italy has here on the offense. Meanwhile, you look at the defense here from Poland. They are going to be running the double sniper defense. And what do you think about double sniper defense nowadays here on Junkertown?
I mean, double sniper is a classic Junkertown comp because these sight lines are so long. It's very difficult for other kinds of characters to contest those snipers. But the bigger thing for Team Poland is that they're running a single healer composition. Adding in the Orisa, Diva, and Roadhog is going to give them a major advantage in the shield break, potentially enabling to contest even the threat of the Bastion.
See the new shield coming up here from Orisa. Dragon Eddie on the point. Nice halt coming out here to get Poland nice and together, but there is a casualty here for Italy. They're already down Heartbeat, so Poland doesn't have the ability to dive on in, but they're giving a lot of space to this Bastion for good reason.
You never know what to expect in this Bastion setup, but I like the way Poland's playing this. They don't want to fight until this classic car wash position. This is the angle where Bastion's going to have the most difficulty, and Danye absolutely crushing from the flank.
Oh.
The whole combo takes him out.
Get over here is what was said right before then. Carnifex finishing off Danye, set up by the Roadhog. And Carnifex now so much room to work with. The Bastion, no contestation coming out. In Italy, they have just decimated this early Poland defense.
Poland potentially getting a bit overeager, but now they have an opportunity to stabilize, although the Bastion is just laying waste to their Orisa shields as soon as they come out.
Italy in a great spot, and this could be risky here for Poland. This is not great defensive positioning as they roll out. Shadow almost taken down immediately, but the Dragon making some space for Poland from Danye. Well placed. Now both teams 5-on-5. Mercy down for Italy though. They're way hurt on heals. They don't have the tank power, and Poland's actually looking quite good.
That's such a clutch pick by Redziak. Takes out the other healer as well. It's all Dragon Eddie, but it's so difficult to close out these final fights on point. But the tank comes out. He's looking to go behind the shield. The Orisa, they're all trying to dodge the tank. This is so close. The whole hog sets him up. Wow. Barely Italy capping first point.
You know, it's a choose-your-own-adventure game there. It's like, oh, you got a whole hog on the left, a tank on the right. You know what? You actually don't have any choices. Your choices are go back to spawn.
Winning that final defensive contest on Junkertown is one of the most difficult fights in the game. Poland almost making it happen, but not quite. Now Italy's back on the payload, electing to keep this Bastion defensively positioned on the card. We can see this punished a lot more effectively here on second point. There's so much more high ground. You can surround and flank the Bastion much easier here. So now this is the real test for Dragon Eddie.
The key here, though, for Poland is not to let anyone get picked off. You see Carnifex holding on to the infra site here. He'll be able to use it in a moment. If he gets even one, that makes it so much harder to deal with the Bastion. Carnifex gonna hold off, waiting here, taking the sniper battle on the side.
Carnifex gets poked in the side by the Zenyatta of Team Poland. He's having real struggles getting in here, but the Valkyrie maybe is a big opening here in 14 Italy.
Danye laying in the storm arrows from the back. Dragon Eddie down, the Bastion threat out of the fight. Carnifex could not connect, and Poland has found a way back in. Probably gonna be the end of the Bastion here for Dragon Eddie, and oh, they're gonna res him right into the Dragon. Not always the most friendly of resurrections there. Dragon Eddie going, why have you made me suffer once more, as Poland is gonna hold.
Great positioning by Team Poland. They don't fight the Bastion early on in second point where he's strong. They wait until he's surrounded by that bridge. 3 flanks to worry about, and that's where Bastion just can't handle the pressure. Dragon Eddie falls. Now he's going to be forced to switch back to the Diva. A more classic dive composition coming out with Team Italy.
Italy regrouping, reconsolidating as they look to move back on over here. Nano boost is up. Let's see what they do.
Certainly now Dexter, though, with the Diva Bomb, you've seen him be very effective with the self-destruct. Oh, and the Infrasight with Carnifex finds nothing, gets halted and taken down. They're going to commit the res, get their Widow back in the fight, but he's just running for the hills. Danye wants this frag so bad, and he's going to get it.
He gets it, the aid of Dexter. Dexter setting him up, Danye knocking him down, but you still have Italy looking for some in the back, but Heartbeat overextends for that pickoff, ends up dying rather early there, and Danye just crushing it right now. Danye is a threat that has not been answered, and he's even getting a little bit of rest for his trouble.
Poland knows where their bread is buttered. They're keeping Danye pocketed, full HP, damage boosted, always attacking discorded targets. That's textbook Hanzo combo play. Italy is feeling the pressure, going over to full dive composition, bringing out that Genji and that Tracer. They want to get in Danye's face. They don't feel confident about the sniper duel. They need to take him down at close range.
And that's why you see Carnifex going over to Tracer, but Tracer's been a little bit rougher near so far, but Dooku down immediately. Italy striking rather quickly. A change of pace. Minda with 3 so far. A great Winston dive coming on in, and that's exactly the burst of life that Italy needed here. Danye going, oh, my team is out of it. I guess I'm going to hold a little bit further back. And now, again, Poland's going to be a tough situation here, Jake, if they want to contest.
Great execution by Team Italy, making that dive work. Midna cleaning absolutely everybody up, and now he's got the primal. I expect Poland to just make a hold on third point here. They maybe are going to go recontest this, but it's a real struggle. The primal rage in this tight corridor can be so dangerous. He isolates Danye.
They get Redziak at the end. They're able to finish him off. Midna, deep, just buying time, and it works out. It gave so much space to Heartbeat. Italy able to punish Poland for going in. As a result, Poland ends up losing their Transcendence as well.
Poland making that commitment is really going to cost them. Now it's Italy going all the way to the spawn. They want to map 5, and they're looking to take it by force here.
And one thing that's worth noting there too, you're wondering, is like, well, how did Brigida just fall there? It was a nice Ana-nade coming in from Nisa that was able to set that up. It's like, you know, Zenyatta might be praying, but it doesn't matter when that bio-nade is on you.
And that damage really going to be impactful here. Now Nisa almost has that nano boost to combine with Heartbeat's blade. There's no answers for Team Poland. They have no ultimates to work with.
This is the Tracer Dream driving on from the back. Does not get the connection he was looking for, but Heartbeat goes, you know what? I still got you. Moves on in, slices down 3. Can we have 4? We have just that.
That's a clinical nano beat from Heartbeat. Lets his Winston go in before Midna gets bursted down quickly, but the distraction is absolutely worth it. Now Italy streaking forward to that final checkpoint. Poland has to formulate something here. Danye knows he's not going to get the grab, makes the switch over to Roadhog. Maybe he's going to try and stun down these big tanks from the side of Team Italy.
Any pickoff would be game-changing here, and Poland needs something to change up the tempo. They are 1 fight away from going to a map 5. Early hook coming in, but it's not enough to finish up Midna. The heals were there. He gets on out. Dragon Eddie holding on to self-destruct. Heartbeat down early. So Italy, they're going to need that big boom, but it's not going to happen. Poland, with the power of Danye here, hook after hook, setting him on up. They buy the time they need. 2 minutes left.
Poland stabilizing here on third point. This could be really dangerous for Team Italy. They do have a few chances to take this point, but we've seen a lot of teams stall out in these brutal chokes here on Blast.
Certainly, this is something that can take a while, but Jake, it feels like Shadow has to have a big play here.
Certainly. This is now very close. Italy, though, is going to go onto the Zarya. This should get them an edge in that tank matchup. It's so hard to deal with the Zarya on 100 energy, even if your Roadhog is hitting every hook.
Early Brigida pressure coming in. Stun Shadow. Here comes self-destruct. Nowhere to go. Has to turn around. Nice shield block. And what a tournament from Shadow! Absolutely well played. Blocks the self-destruct. Lands the Shatter. Italy in a bit of a retreat here. Carnifex, though, does he get ball? Yeah, he does. Poland wants even more, and Italy must back out.
Poland going very deep into the spawn here, cleaning up absolutely everybody. That's so crucial to find the Zarya at the end of those fights. You can't let her leave with 100 energy. Now Italy with a full reset. They have to get back in this fight somehow. Gagne switches over to the Zarya, understands how important it is in this matchup. Heartbeat has 60% grab advantage, but we've seen Gagne come back for more. Can he do it again?
This is going to be very close. They need to get a good coalescence until Barrier is online here for one. Italy, though, they don't want to give them the time. They dive on in. Nano boost and Zarya. They're trying to get the early grab here from Hearth. Something that can end the game. And off the Nano boost, he melts down Shadow. He builds up the Graviton Surge. It's up. It's ready. He's looking for it. Poland, they're all close together. Heartbeat goes in. Graviton up. Pulls in two. We see Italy laying in the damage, but Poland can't get back to the point. We're going to map 5.
Graviton keeps them off the objective. Italy managing to close that out in overtime here on Jogger Town. That map was way closer than I would have expected. Italy looking so good with those tanky setups, making them work even in the worst of situations.
We knew the series could be close, and these were both teams going into it where when we talked to the other teams, I said, look, we don't really know that much about these teams because they don't have as many contenders or OWL royalty, so to speak, right? But we're still seeing some pretty good gameplay, and as we roll in to a map number 5 here, I don't really know who's going to take it. It's been that close.
Who knows? It's really, honestly, a lot on the map here, depending on which control map we go to close this out. Is it going to favor Poland's dive-heavy style, or is it going to bring that triple tank into priority from Team Italy? Italy, for their part, has looked so clean, so coordinated when that 3-3 can come out. I'm confident that in that matchup, they have a chance to shine, but when Danye's on that Zarya, things look so good for Poland. So if you're Team Poland, potentially you're thinking, we can take this in the 3-3 matchup. At the same time, Italy probably feeling very confident after managing to pull that round out.
Oh, no doubt. When you're able to bring a series back, when you're able to dominate on the map like they were doing, even though Poland was having good moments of their own, you have to be feeling good. You're the team that's up with momentum as you go into a map 5, and you certainly want to set a tone for the rest of the tournament. But what map is it going to be to finish things out here? Where will the final battle be held? It's going to be Lijiang Tower.
Ooh, I love this map for the closing of the series. We've seen maps like Control Center going to favor those tankier setups, really push you into that triple tank setup. Maps like Night Market where you can run either, or maps like Garden where, again, you can also run either kind of setup. So this is really going to be a stylistic matchup. Does Poland feel that confident in their dive, or do they just say, you know what, we can take you on your composition? This is a big test for both teams.
Right now, you take a look at Poland, and it does look like the answer is going to be anything you could do, we can do better. So we've had a lot of variety in this matchup here so far, and perhaps it ends in the classic 3-3 showdown. But Italy, they're not really looking towards that. They're looking perhaps towards something different, though. I really doubt the Dragon Eddy on May is going to be a thing, given what he has played here so far.
Could be possible, but very, very difficult to execute here on Night Market. These May walls can be effective in the tight chokes, but every doorway has another door right next to it, so it can be hard to make those May walls actually be as high impact as you want. You might have damage problems. Even if you can isolate a Rhine, you just might not be able to close out the frag.
That actually felt very deep and metaphysical. Every doorway has another door. I see why you were a philosophy major. It all makes sense now.
That's exactly what I meant, CP. Great job picking up on it. But both teams are going to be bringing this classic 3-3 composition. Who can do it better? They're both coming to point. It's all about who can get more aggressive here.
Early pressure coming on the Shadow, but Shadow able to back on out. Counter dive in from Midnight. He's low, super low, gonna be taken down. Shadow doesn't waste the opportunity. Dragon Eddy coming in from the other side for Italy, trying to dive in, and dove too far as Izano knocks him off the edge, and Poland gonna be taking first control.
Kazana with 50% beat charge, getting all of the HP of that mech right into his ultimate bank. Poland takes the first control, and that's so important in this tanky 3-3 setup. Both teams with a lot of ultimates to work with, but it's Shadow winning that Rhine duel. Midnight has looked so strong all series long, but Shadow maybe turning it around here on map 5.
He's just gonna be looking for that quick, dirty Earth Shatter here to set things up. Earth Shatter goes the other way. Shadow drops one of his own. It knocks down one, but he's pushed off to the side. Italy is getting a little bit more. Carnifex was so low. He's back on up. gonna say rally to me, but the Coalescence melting through Italy, dealing with Carnifex, stopping the rally midway through, and Poland will survive.
And these fights look really one-sided for Team Poland, but you have to remember in this competition, the team that loses one player first is liable to just completely crumble after that, especially with both Brigidas using the rally at the same time. When Carnifex falls, you have to think about how much armor is being applied to all of these tanks in that death ball of Team Poland. So Poland looking really clean here. Now it's time for a classic grab bomb combo.
Grab bomb, you love to see it, and Danye starts it out with a bang. The grab is there, the bomb's right there as well, and it's enough, nowhere to go. Oh, a little bigger grab bomb on the other side though. Italy, the bigger boom, gonna let them go on through. It's a battle of grabs, bombs, but now Italy in firm control. How long can Poland delay?
Midna, though, might be dropping low here. They're trying to finish him up, but the beat keeps him alive. Now Team Poland probably just playing for stall at this point. The beat comes out. Dexter might be able to remake after escaping that fire strike, narrowly getting around the corner.
Midna going forward, lands a charge, needs a little bit more damage, but the healing coming back in for Poland. The respawn back on in. We still have a battle. Poland hasn't been up the point yet. Another of Shadow coming in from Shadow. Knocks down Dragonetti, the Zarya shield down, gets the pin. Poland fighting on back, despite the bigger strike from Italy to start out the fight. 90% for Poland.
It's the miracle plays for Team Poland. I don't know how they were able to do it, but they're right back into it in this fight. And now with the rally potentially unanswered by Team Italy, they're forced to swap onto the Doofus, onto that Hammond, the emergency point contest characters. Midna's on point, stalling this out, but now Poland's getting in there right in that choke point.
For Poland right now, no one's low. They immediately punish the Hammond, and again, as you say, it's emergency, but both emergency characters down, punish, gone, self-destruct, doesn't get anything for Italy, and Poland fighting to the very end. They might have a last gasp coming in from Italy here, but it's a transcendence against fate. Zenyatta, you can't fly through that one as Zysano again knocks off the edge. Poland is going to be taking round number one.
Italy, excuse me, Poland absolutely laying their mark there in map one. So many huge combos coming out from Italy. The massive shatter by Midna puts 3 on the ground. It's not enough. The grab bomb combo finds another 3. It's not enough. Poland somehow managing to bring it back in these fights. A lot of teams would not commit to fights like that. Poland knows exactly the reach that they have, committing and making it work. That's 100-0, and they're certainly going to be feeling good. This comp has been Italy's wheelhouse, but now it's Poland in firm control.
Poland at the very end goes, you know what? We're going to run this. We're going to run this right back at you. How do you guys think it feels? But now we do move over to the Garden here on Lijiang, and of course it is a little bit more wide open. And you take a look at Italy here, they are going to be running with the honor.
Some role reversal here. Italy going back to that dive. Maybe they'll be able to make it work this time, but Poland feels confident in that 3-3 setup. They say, let's just keep it rolling. That last round was dominant. So Poland looking really good here. Italy, can they turn this around?
We'll see. I mean, Poland have put themselves in a spot where they don't have to take the fight until the control point opens. And, okay, Italy, they don't like this at all. They're actually full-scale swapping.
Poland making the right decision here, not feeding into the spawn. Instead, they're going to stay on point and cap. I like this decision-making from them. Now it's Italy's turn to retake the point. Nisa's going to be on this Zenyatta. That's the only compositional difference here. So the Discord needs to get on that Reinhardt, needs to give Midna the advantage. But the first control goes to Team Poland. So important here.
Big advantage, Italy going to dive on in the try and deal. Then they get the Brigida immediately. Midna off the fire strike. Poland in rough shape, and you lose Brigida. It's the engine. Midna, a super early earth shatter, doesn't get much, but the overall damage has been done here. When you lose Brigida, look at the health difference here for Poland. They're getting mowed down left, right, and center. Italy immediately retakes the point.
Midna, the absolute superstar here for Team Italy, is not through with Lijiang Tower just yet. What a fire strike on Redziok, taking him down early. This is anybody's game.
No doubt about it. Italy striking back so decisively. How do you challenge Poland here? Do you let them go straight into the white room?
Well, the struggle here is you need to fight in those chokes. You don't want to give Poland point position. It's all about who can threaten that contest more effectively. So I expect to see both teams trying to fight right on this choke, but it looks like Poland going to get onto point as well. Can Italy stop this contest?
See just how it works out here. Shatter does have the Earth Shatter, getting supported by his team. The rally up, though, for Italy. Italy taking their time, contesting, making Poland make the first move. Earth Shatter comes in, knocks down 2, but we've got to grab the other way from Heartbeat, and the grab, do believe was eaten there. So the grab not going to do anything as Poland holding strong, barrier in. Poland, but look at the bomb straight in the face, and it still gets Zysano. Italy holding in.
Now it's our first story here. Midna with another Brigida pick to open up the fight. Such a clutch play in this situation. Danye commits the grab, but absolutely no follow-up. No chance to win that team fight. 14 Poland. Italy looking really in control here. What will Poland do to turn this around? They have a bomb from Dexter. We've seen it work before, but can it happen again?
And they won that despite the grab doing nothing there. That's such a confidence booster for Italy. But now we see Poland going to be dropping around, rotating around back to the white room. How do they move forward here, Jake?
It's going to be tough. Midna with his shatter could absolutely crush the offense of Team Poland. It's all on Midna. He's been the playmaker so far in Lijiang Tower. Can he make it happen again? The sleep comes out, potentially setting up. Oh, and a stun!
The stun coming in from Redziak saying, nope, you're not going to block this one. Gives Dexter the 3K he's looking for, and that's the power of just speed boosting your Brigida on in.
The synergy between Dexter and all of his potential combo partners on Team Poland has been perfect so far in the series. Italy going to get a very high amount of control percentage, pretty much just need to retake the point one time, but that could be one time too many. We know how hard it is to do against the 3-3 setup.
Now, one change we're going to have here is that Hearthbeat is going to have the grab up again in just a moment. You got to pay attention to the Hearth versus Dexter because Dexter has been good about gobbling that up.
Dexter absolutely making play after play here, but can he do it again? It's such a tough test, especially Poland with that nano boost, potentially looking to enable Shadow or Danye.
Really sucking up Midnight, push a little bit further back, earlier Shatter in, the Earth Shatter coming in from Midnight does nothing! Hearthbeat holding on to the grab, it's under pressure. You don't want to feed this one away. Both teams string up hope, trying to win the shield battle. Italy a little bit further ahead, Rally coming out, Graviton in, and this one connects, and it's going to be clean up in from Italy. Midna swinging the hammer, so close to another Earth Shatter, and Italy gonna be retaking here. Poland might not even be able to get back.
Dragon Eddie eats Danye's grab. Absolutely no chance here, but Danye has to commit. It's all Italy here. They can't even make it back to the point. Italy takes map 2, and it's the final point of the final map here. It doesn't get closer than this.
This is what you love to see here in Overwatch, where, you know what, we're gonna have a series, it's gonna go to 5, and then in that final tiebreaker, we're gonna go to 3. And that means here, this could be so good for Italy, Jake, because this is going to end on the control center.
You know, it's funny, we've seen the 3-3 on both of the maps where it's sort of more optional. You can play dive, you can play 3-3. Now we go to control center where a tank setup is almost a must. I expect to see both teams bring it out again on the map where it's most well known.
Yep, this is pretty much GOAT Central, as it were, but look over to Poland right now. I don't think they want to play that game. I don't think they want to try and beat Italy at their own game, so to speak. We got a May here. Let's finish this out with a little bit of ice.
Poland on the May, and Danye with that Doomfist. He's been so good before. Can Italy deal with the May walls? Great decision making. They go directly to point, invading the most dangerous place to challenge the May.
See the wall coming up here, and they were looking to isolate the Zarya. Hearthbeat in trouble, but as low as he was able to get out of it. Gets healed back up. Italy now, a window of opportunity while the wall is still on cooldown. Redziak uses the wall just to buy a little bit of space, but it's not enough. Shadow falls, and Italy taking the initiative here.
Midna sweeps through there with a fire strike, but Danye in the back line is still alive, still kicking, trying to get that Doomfist ult up and ready. Redziak getting almost no value out of the May in that situation. Italy playing around those walls to perfection.
Italy able to get the first fight. Retaking her control center versus tank setup can be hard, but we're gonna see Poland go right back over. Minda in danger, but immediately bursted back up. You'd love to get an Earth Shatter. He's really close. Dragon Eddie super low. Grab up from Poland. Poland swooping on in. All sides looking for anything. Nano boosted Doomfist. Carnifex out of the fight. Italy though still can fight this back, but Minda, he's down. There will be no Shatter. May freezes them all out.
Huge grab coming up from Dexter early in this team fight. He can play Zarya too, not just the Diva. And now this is where things get really dicey for Team Italy. Redziak can get right up in their face on the May. This is why you run May on this map. The potential to be in this scenario where the enemy is forced into these tight chokes, where the May wall is a complete shutdown. This is where May starts to completely go out of control.
And it's so much more powerful on the defense as soon as Italy goes forward. There's the split. That's great coming in from Poland, but an Earth Shatter the other way knocks them on down. Italy still breaks on through. Wall or no wall, they're bursting on through.
Everyone's
Danye's
frozen
down, but the Blizzard buying time, and yet it's not enough. It's a full-on brawl between the two teams. Respawns, of course, closer for Italy. They chase down the Ice Demon. They move on forward, and Italy's getting back on the point.
With that nano boost going straight to point, gets slept though. It's Danye trying to turn things around, takes down the Brigida, but it's not enough. Italy somehow managing to sustain through that team fight with almost all of their ults expended. Dragon Eddie though gonna be back in his mech for this next team fight. It's anybody's from here on out, but Dexter has the Graviton. It's his turn to take control.
That was absolutely nutty on the point. Italy has retaken. We'll see what Poland does to get back on through.
We've seen how big the Deceiva self-destruct can be. Can Dragon Eddie find what Dexter's been finding all series long with these huge combo plays? It's on Carnifex to find the stun and potentially also Midna to drop the Shatter.
Midna hold on to the Shatter, goes over the wall, but gets stuck in the grab, but the self-destruct the other way, forcing Moonab. Poland, Dexter can't get away, and Italy's still in a good spot. Here comes Danye, Meteor Strike. Where's he's gonna land here? Was he looking for it to the back? He's like, front. Oh, meet Shatter right to the face. The reaction from Midna deals with the Doom Fist. Italy still good. Everyone up aside from Hearth, and Midna just goes even deeper.
Midna gets a lot here, but now the Mei is going to get a ton of stall on point, and the Reinhardt comes in as well. At this point, Poland looking for as many percentages as they can find. Dexter takes down Nisa, but it looks like Italy finally looking to take control.
Italy's in a good spot here. They're down there on us, so they're going to be a little bit low on heals for a while, but they're going up. They're just forcing Poland to move slowly here. Poland, they feel like they need to get something out of this Blizzard.
Both teams without many ultimates to work with. Really, that Blizzard, that Shatter could be the difference maker here. Italy, though, trying to get all the way up to that 99. They're really hoping to get 99, if not finish the route in this team fight.
Here it comes Poland moving forward. You look to the spread, and while the Diva's sleeping, the cold is going to come on through. Not going to be able to eat that one. Red Ziok setting up his
Perfect
team.
headshots.
Winter is coming, and Poland is the one who's bringing it.
At this point, Italy just needs to get that point delay, get that 99%. Lucio is doing a good job of being evasive on point. Dragon Eddie finds Shadow, but at this point, there's no chance for Italy to come back into the team fight. They just need to set themselves up for their last chance as best as possible. But again, Poland looking to get back in that position of holding choke with this Maywall.
Overtime in progress, but that's going to be it. Italy, to your point, one team fight away here, Jake.
It's all on Red Ziok, really. This Maywall could be make or break, but Italy has so many ultimates to work with. Anything they can get off will be absolutely crucial here. And Poland with no Diva, they have no way to shut down the grab. Heartbeat, it's your time. You need to win this for your team.
Hearth doesn't have to worry about the Matrix, as you're mentioning. He can really telegraph as much as he wants. As long as he get a bunch, it's fine. Gonna pick up two. Midna gets Danye on the other side for the Shatter. The self-destruct follows it through. They invest a lot, though, just to deal with Danye. Poland still has outs here. Dexter builds up the grab mid-fight. There's an opportunity here for Poland, but Italy, they're not trying to give them the opportunity. The grab does come in for health, but Heartbeat's done too much. Italy back on the point. They're gonna retake, and this map might be theirs.
You can't stop Midna. He's too strong in the point. Swing on everybody. It's Danye, the last second test. This is their last chance. Poland, they need to touch the point. Shadow runs in, getting booped back. He can't make it. It's a Lucio, though, getting that final contest, keeping the overtime wing burning. Poland needs to get back into this fight, but Italy with such strong control. Sorry on 100 energy. Everything going Italy's way, and it's Italy taking the series.
Italy able to fight their way back. Great fire, and take a look. We got hugs out from Italy. What a way to start your group stage.
I can absolutely feel the energy there. Team Italy looking so strong, and initially in that series, they looked so weak. You know, weren't able to put things together, not able to find those map wins, but bringing it back, taking the last two maps. That's all that matters. It's a 3-2. Italy looking very clean there in their GOATS composition.
So crazy back and forth. Tank play just being great on both ends. We saw so many avenues where one team would get the better of another, and then it would